Seduction. It's a word that carries mystery, intrigue, and sometimes even misunderstanding. Yet, at its core, seduction is not deception or manipulation. It is the art of influence, the ability to captivate, persuade, and inspire. It is a force that has shaped history, business, relationships, and leadership, woven into the stories of great lovers, powerful leaders, and masterful communicators. In a world where everyone fights to be seen, heard, and valued, those who understand the subtleties of attraction and connection hold an undeniable advantage. The greatest seducers throughout time, from Cleopatra to modern-day leaders, did not demand attention, they invited it. They understood that true seduction is not about taking, it is about offering something irresistible. This book, The Art of Seduction, Mastering the Subtle Power of Influence, written by Mindful Literary, is your guide to unlocking the psychology of attraction, influence, and persuasion. Whether you wish to command attention in a room, build deeper relationships, negotiate with finesse, or enhance your personal magnetism, the principles within this book will transform the way you connect, communicate, and lead. But remember, seduction is not about tricks or tactics. It is about presence, confidence, and an effortless mastery of human nature. When used with wisdom and sincerity, seduction becomes a force for good, a way to build trust, foster relationships, and create genuine connections. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of influence and attraction? Let's begin. Introduction: the subtle dance of seduction. Imagine the scene: a grand ballroom in 18th century France, the air thick with the scent of roses and whispers of intrigue. It wasn't just the extravagant gowns or the glimmering chandeliers that captivated everyone. It was the subtle art of seduction that swirled around the ballroom like the notes of a skilled musician. One memorable evening, a woman of remarkable beauty, known to the court as Madame de Pompadour, took the stage not as a mere guest, but as the orchestrator of history itself. With a flirtatious glance and a soft laugh, she caught the attention of King Louis XV, shifting not only the dynamics of the court, but the very fabric of French politics. Seduction, in that moment, became a powerful tool that changed alliances, decisions, and even the course of wars. It shows how a well-placed kiss or a lingering touch can alter the fate of a nation. Reflecting on my own life, I see how personal connections often hinge on that same magnetic pull of seduction. Years ago, I found myself at a close friend's wedding. As I mingled with guests, I noticed a curious spark with someone I thought I'd never meet again. Our conversation flowed effortlessly, charged with banter that felt electric. It was a simple dinner invitation that morphed into a deeper connection, reminding me that seduction is not merely about romance. It's about how we navigated through our vulnerabilities and aspirations. This relationship unfurled into something transformative, not just for me, but for both of us, adding warmth and light to our lives at a time of personal turbulence. It makes you realize how powerful and unpredictable the art of attraction can be in reshaping our paths. A lesson learned through both observation and personal experience is that the power of seduction goes beyond mere physical allure. It involves understanding psychology, recognizing the desires and emotions of others, and sometimes it's about making oneself vulnerable. Harnessing this art can enhance connections and create opportunities, whether in personal relationships or professional settings. Learning to read the room and appreciating the impact you can have on others is key. Whether you're stepping into a social gathering or negotiating a crucial deal, be mindful of the potent mix of charm and authenticity, and remember, true seduction often lies in the connections we forge by listening and responding to those around us. Why seduction matters. Beyond romance, seduction as the art of influence in personal, professional, and social spheres. Seduction is often seen through the narrow lens of romance, yet its true impact stretches far beyond candlelit dinners and flirtatious glances. It's woven into the very fabric of our daily interactions, seeping into how we communicate with friends, co-workers, and even strangers. It's in that charming smile you flash at a barista, or the way you modulate your voice in a presentation. Seduction, in this sense, is an art form, a dance of influence that can shape perceptions, alter decisions, and create lasting connections. The benefits are not limited to romantic encounters. They're essential in forging friendships, successful collaborations, and engaging conversations that resonate with depth and sincerity. Effective seduction transforms ordinary exchanges into meaningful conversations, allowing us to convey ideas with clarity and empathy. It enhances our ability to listen, fostering connections that can spark inspiration or drive action. In a professional setting, mastering the art of seduction can lead to crucial opportunities. When pitching a project, it's not merely about the facts and figures. It's about wrapping your ideas in a narrative that captivates and convinces. People are swayed by more than just logic. They are drawn in by passion, charisma, and connection. By tapping into the seductive elements of persuasion, you can elevate your interactions, making them memorable and impactful. In social spheres, seduction can bridge gaps, bringing together diverse individuals and creating a sense of community. It's a tool for networking that goes beyond sharing business cards. It's about creating an authentic bond, sparking intrigue, and building rapport that transcends superficiality. The ability to gently influence rather than manipulate is key. It allows your authentic self to shine, drawing others in rather than pushing them away. Ultimately, whether in a boardroom, a coffee shop, or during a casual meetup, the art of seduction can be your secret weapon in achieving not just success, but meaningful connections that enrich your life. Be mindful of your presence and how it affects others. Even a simple act of engagement can seduce someone into seeing your perspective, thereby transforming a simple interaction into a profound experience. What this book offers: a journey into the psychology, strategy, and practical mastery of seduction to transform how you connect and lead. The realm of seduction is steeped in complex psychological principles that shape human behavior. At its core, seduction is about understanding desires, both your own and those of others. It's not merely about physical attraction. It's about connecting on deeper emotional and intellectual levels. Recognizing the patterns of attraction can reveal the unspoken rules of engagement. For instance, familiarity often fosters attraction. It's fascinating how the mere presence of someone can amplify feelings of comfort and safety, influencing our perceptions in profound ways. Moreover, the power of body language serves as a pivotal tool. A simple glance or a subtle shift in posture can communicate confidence, desire, or interest, often more eloquently than words ever could. By grasping these underlying psychological dynamics, you can begin to navigate the intricate web of human connection with greater finesse. This book adopts a strategic approach to developing seductive skills that are applicable in real-world scenarios. Think of seduction as a chess game rather than a battle. It requires planning, foresight, and adaptability. This strategy does not promote manipulation, but rather an authentic way to enhance your natural charm while fostering genuine connections. We will explore various scenarios, from casual social interactions to more intimate settings, outlining how to read the room, understand social cues, and adjust your approach to resonate with those around you. Each section aims to build your confidence, not just in your ability to attract others, but in your capacity to lead them through meaningful interactions. This tactical mindset will empower you to create opportunities for connection while remaining true to who you are. Throughout your journey, you'll gain insight into practical techniques that breathe life into these principles. The art of seduction is not a mere checklist of actions, but rather a fluid dance of engagement that evolves with each interaction. Emphasize the importance of authenticity. The allure of being genuine surpasses any rehearsed script or contrived tactic. Experiment with nuances in conversation, the rhythm of your words, and the way you hold space with others. Each experience you garner will refine your skills and enhance your ability to connect deeply. As you progress, remember that seduction is not simply about attracting others. It is about leading them on a journey of shared intimacy and discovery. Chapter 1. What is seduction? The essence of seduction: influence, persuasion, and connection. Seduction is often mistaken for sheer physical allure or the catchy charm of words, but it runs much deeper. At its core, seduction is a sophisticated interplay of influence that goes beyond mere appearances. It's the art of inviting someone into a world where they feel seen, heard, and appreciated. This nuanced form of influence involves an intricate dance of emotions and perceptions, where genuine interest meets the magnetic pull of connection. The allure lies not just in the glossy surface, but in the layers we peel back, revealing a complexity that intrigues and captivates. Seduction thrives on the ability to engage someone's mind, making them feel an undeniable connection that leaves them wanting more. The heart of seductive power is built on authentic connections and the remarkable skill of persuasion. It's not about manipulation or trickery. Rather, it's about fostering a vibe that resonates with others. When you engage with someone wholeheartedly, you create a safe space where they feel valued. This openness lays the groundwork for influence. It's in those moments of shared laughter, deep conversations, and mutual interest that a strong bond begins to form. Persuasion flows naturally when people sense your authenticity. They come to trust you, drawn in by an invisible thread that weaves through your words and actions. The essence of this connection nurtures a sense of intimacy, allowing persuasion to unfold effortlessly as you invite them to consider new ideas or perspectives. In the end, the most powerful seduction comes not from words alone, but from a genuine desire to understand and connect. By striving for authenticity in your interactions and being present with those around you, you cultivate an atmosphere ripe for influence. Remember, it's about the journey you take together, where every shared moment strengthens the bond and opens doors to new possibilities. The next time you find yourself navigating the seductive landscape of relationships, focus on creating authentic connections. Invite others into your narrative, and watch as the magnetic force of genuine persuasion takes center stage. The psychological basis. Why humans are drawn to charm, mystery, and authenticity. The allure of charismatic individuals often feels almost magnetic. Psychological theories have long explored the reasons behind our attraction to them. One fundamental concept is the charisma hypothesis, which suggests that individuals who display warmth and competence are often viewed as more appealing. This duality creates a sense of safety and admiration, drawing us in. Furthermore, the social validation theory explains how charismatic people can evoke feelings of belonging and acceptance, which are deeply ingrained in our social nature. We tend to gravitate towards those who seem confident and in control, as they mirror the qualities we either aspire to or admire. Personalities that exude charm often spark an unconscious evaluation process where we see ourselves reflected in their traits, fostering an affinity that can lead to admiration, loyalty, or even love. Mystery plays a significant role in captivating human attention. Humans are naturally curious creatures, and when someone shrouded in enigma crosses our paths, our brains leap into overdrive trying to decode the riddle they present. A touch of mystery can be a powerful tool that keeps us engaged, provoking our imaginations and prompting questions that we crave to answer. This sense of intrigue not only makes a person more interesting, but also creates an air of exclusivity that we often find irresistible. Authenticity complements this allure. An authentic person acts and speaks from a place of genuine self, which resonates with others seeking truth in a world often riddled with pretense. It's this transparency that fosters trust, making us drawn to those who are unapologetically themselves. The combination of being both mysterious and authentic can be the ultimate charm, creating an engaging paradox that we can't help but pursue. Understanding these psychological underpinnings can help us navigate our social landscapes more wisely. Embracing authenticity while allowing for a bit of mystery in our interactions can create more meaningful connections. It's a reminder that while we are drawn to these traits in others, cultivating them within ourselves can enhance our relationships and deepen our understanding of the human experience. Seduction as a timeless art. Its role in relationships, leadership, and storytelling. Historically, seduction has been an enchanting force, weaving its way through the stories of emperors, poets, and lovers since the dawn of civilization. The arts of charm and allure have always shaped influential relationships, proving essential in both personal and political spheres. Take Cleopatra, for instance. Her allure was not just physical. It was the intelligent and magnetic personality she crafted, which helped her captivate the hearts and minds of powerful men like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Such seduction was not merely an act of flirtation, but a sophisticated strategy that would impact the very course of history. Throughout the ages, individuals in positions of significance have learned that true influence often stems from the delicate dance of attraction, connection, and persuasion. When one can weave charisma into conversation or charm into action, they don't just gain allies but loyal advocates who champion their cause. Seduction, at its essence, is about deepening relationships through understanding and emotional connection, establishing bonds that withstand the test of time. In today's fast-paced world, storytelling becomes one of the most potent tools in the arsenal of leaders who seek to seduce with their vision. The ability to tell a compelling story transforms mere facts and figures into something that resonates on a human level. Consider the way Martin Luther King Jr. captivated his audience not just with the dream of equality, but by painting vivid images of a world where harmony reigned. Stories breathe life into dry data, evoking emotions that inspire people to act, align, and rally behind a cause. Leaders who master the art of storytelling can create narratives that engage their followers, drawing them into a shared vision and encouraging them to invest emotionally in the journey. The seductive power of storytelling lies in its ability to forge connections. It speaks to our hearts, allows us to empathize, and fosters a sense of unity that can mobilize entire movements. When leaders harness this art, they don't just communicate, they create shared myths that bind individuals to a common purpose, proving that seduction goes beyond personal intrigue and finds its way into the very fabric of collective ambition. Embracing the timeless art of seduction requires more than just charm. It demands an authentic connection to your audience, whether personal or professional. It is essential to listen actively, weave your experiences into relatable tales, and understand the emotions at play. By developing your storytelling skills and refining your ability to connect on a deeper level, you can enrich your relationships, inspire empathy and leadership, and engage your audience in ways that linger long after the conversation ends. The next time you are in a room full of people, reflect on how your words can paint a picture, tug at heartstrings, or evoke powerful imagery. Therein lies the secret. Seduction is not about manipulation. It is the art of forging connections that ignite passion and foster loyalty. Chapter 2. The Spectrum of Seductive Personalities. 5 seductive styles: the captivator, the listener, the adventurer, the nurturer, and the enigma. In the intriguing realm of seduction, 5 distinct archetypes shine brightly, each with its own charm and unique traits. The captivator draws others in with a magnetic personality and a flair for the dramatic. Their confidence and charisma light up a room, captivating those around them with stories that are as enthralling as they are believable. This archetype knows how to create an atmosphere charged with excitement, effortlessly pulling others into their charismatic web. The listener, in contrast, embodies the essence of empathy and understanding. They possess an uncanny ability to make others feel heard and valued, which can create a deep connection that lingers long after the conversation. While they may not be the loudest in the room, their presence is profound, providing a comforting space where others feel safe to share their secrets and vulnerabilities. Then there's the adventurer, someone who inspires others through thrill and spontaneity. They live life on the edge, creating an alluring aura of unpredictability. With them, every moment is an opportunity for a new experience. People are drawn to their fearless enthusiasm for life, eager to join in and share those adventures, seeking the excitement they bring. The nurturer radiates warmth and compassion, enveloping others in a blanket of care and support. They are often the shoulder to cry on, the friend who always knows just what to say or do. Their gentle strength fosters a sense of safety and love that is hard to resist, making them indispensable in the lives of those they touch. Lastly, the enigma. This archetype wraps themselves in mystery, making them endlessly intriguing. They are the ones who withhold just enough information to leave others eager to know more. Their aloofness can be enticing, prompting a curiosity that many find irresistible, compelling others to delve deeper into understanding who they really are. Throughout history, many eminent personalities have embodied these seductive styles, influencing those around them and leaving a lasting impact. Take Cleopatra, the ultimate captivator, who wielded her beauty and intellect to sway powerful leaders and shape political destinies. Her presence was nothing short of enchanting, demonstrating the power of allure in leadership. On the other hand, we see figures like Oprah Winfrey, who exemplifies the listening archetype. Her ability to connect with people through her genuine curiosity and empathy has not only transformed lives, but fostered genuine connections across the globe. When we consider the adventurer, someone like Amelia Earhart comes to mind. Her daring spirit and thirst for exploration not only broke barriers in aviation, but also inspired countless women to pursue their dreams, encouraging them to take bold steps in their lives. The nurturer is beautifully illustrated by figures like Mother Teresa, whose relentless devotion to the welfare of others showcased the depth of compassion and care that can leave a profound, positive legacy on humanity. The enigma can be embodied by artists like Banksy, whose elusive identity has permeated global culture. His thought-provoking art speaks volumes while keeping the world guessing about who he is, proving that sometimes mystery itself can be a powerful form of attraction. Each of these figures, through their unique seductive styles, not only captivated those around them, but also sparked movements and changes that continue to resonate. Understanding these archetypes can enrich our interactions and relationships. Recognizing which seductive style resonates with us, or others, can provide insights into how we connect and communicate. Embracing elements of these styles in your own life can enhance your personal interactions. Whether it's being a better listener, adopting an adventurous spirit, or even embracing a little mystery, there are opportunities everywhere to draw people in and create meaningful connections. Identifying and refining your personal style. Self-reflection is the key to discovering which seductive style truly resonates with you. Take a moment to consider your experiences and the moments when you felt most confident and magnetic. Was it when you were dressed to the nines at an event, or perhaps when you were simply enjoying a candid conversation over coffee? Identifying these moments can illuminate the aspects of your personality that shine through when you feel your best. Think about the compliments you've received and the feedback from friends. Sometimes, others see the beauty in us that we overlook. Don't be afraid to embrace all facets of your personality, from the playful to the serious, because these layers combine to create your unique allure. Enhancing your natural seductive traits is an art form that requires practice and refinement. If you naturally exude warmth, cultivate that by being more present in conversations and showing genuine interest in others. Use your body language to reinforce this warmth. Lean in, maintain eye contact, and smile authentically. On the other hand, if you notice areas where you struggle, such as initiating conversation or projecting confidence, set small, achievable goals to grow in these areas. For instance, try starting conversations with new people in low-pressure environments or practice power poses to bolster your confidence. Remember, the key to refinement is patience. Every small step you take builds towards a more polished personal style. Ultimately, the journey of identifying and refining your personal style is about being aware of how you want to present yourself to the world. Embrace your quirks, as they often make you memorable and unique. Keep experimenting until you find the combination that feels right. A practical tip that can guide you through this process is to maintain a style journal. Write down your outfits, the reactions you receive, and how confident you feel in those moments. Over time, you'll see patterns emerge that highlight your evolution and help you hone in on the seductive style that best represents who you are. The power of adaptability and fluidity in seduction. Being versatile is key in the art of seduction because no two situations are alike. It's essential to read the room, to understand the energies at play, and to adopt different seductive styles depending on the context. Sometimes, a confident demeanor resonates well in a bustling bar, drawing attention and intrigue, while at other times a softer, more vulnerable approach might be more effective in an intimate cafe setting. The ability to shift gears is not just a skill, it's an art. I've found that blending wit with charm in a lively gathering can diffuse tension and create an air of excitement, while nurturing a genuine connection through thoughtful conversation can ignite deeper levels of attraction when the atmosphere calls for it. Adapting your approach not only shows emotional intelligence, but also represents a deep understanding of human nature. It's this capacity for fluidity that keeps seduction alive, dynamic, and always evolving. Consider a scenario where you meet someone at a networking event filled with ambitious go-getters. Here, projecting confidence and ambition mirrors the environment and naturally creates a bond through shared energy. You're not just another face in the crowd. You become someone who stands out by embodying the very essence of the moment. Conversely, picture a cozy gathering among friends, where the mood is relaxed and open. Adapting to this context means allowing your playful side to shine, engaging in banter that elicits laughter and warmth. When you can slip into the role that fits the situation best, you wield greater influence and attract attention effortlessly. It's like being a chameleon, changing colors, but instead of blending in, you're showcasing the most vibrant aspects of your personality, tailored for each unique encounter. Ultimately, the key to mastering adaptability in seduction lies in honing your observational skills and staying attuned to others' reactions. Always approach each situation armed with the flexibility to pivot your style, allowing you to resonate more deeply with those around you. Practice engaging with different types of conversations and be willing to step outside your comfort zone. By doing so, you'll not only enhance your seduction game, but also enrich your interactions with a myriad of fascinating people you meet along the way. Chapter 3. Understanding the Target's Mind. recognizing desires, vulnerabilities, and emotional triggers. Understanding the motivations driving people around us is like holding the key to a vast treasure chest of influence. When we peel back the layers of desire and need in others, we find ourselves tuning into their inner frequencies, allowing us to connect on a level that goes beyond superficial interactions. This isn't just about manipulation. It's about fostering genuine relationships and unlocking potential collaborations. It means becoming adept at recognizing what fuels their choices, be it a deep-seated fear of failure or an unquenchable thirst for recognition. The power to influence lies in comprehension. It is a gentle art that balances awareness with intent. When you grasp what makes someone tick, your words become a language they understand, transforming mundane conversations into impactful dialogues. To identify and articulate emotional triggers effectively, you have to be a keen observer, a bit like an artist studying their canvas before making the first stroke. Emotional triggers vary from person to person, shaped by unique life experiences, culture, and individual quirks. Start by paying attention to the subtle cues in conversations, the changes in tone that signal excitement or discomfort, the flicker of vulnerability in their eyes. Articulating these triggers requires a willingness to engage in meaningful dialogue, to ask questions that delve deeper than surface-level chit-chat. When you articulate a person's emotional trigger back to them, you're not just validating their feelings. You're building a bridge of understanding that can lead to stronger connections. This practice empowers you and those around you, enriching your interactions with an authenticity that resonates. The more you invest in understanding the intricate dance of desires, vulnerabilities, and emotional triggers, the more equipped you'll be to navigate not only personal relationships, but also professional dynamics. This skill isn't static. It evolves over time, sharpening your instincts and enhancing your empathy. To put this insight into practice immediately, start observing the people around you and note moments of emotional highs and lows in various contexts. Pay attention to what moves them and what seems to fuel their enthusiasm. This will not only enrich your relationships, but provide you with a valuable toolkit for influence that intertwines understanding with genuine connection. The art of listening. How understanding creates influence. Active listening is a superpower that can transform the mundane into the extraordinary. It's not just about hearing words. It's about engaging with the essence of what someone is trying to convey. When we listen actively, we create a space where others feel valued and understood. Think of it as casting a spell, where the power lies in the connection established through genuine inquiry and attentiveness. This is the bedrock of rapport and trust. People naturally gravitate toward those who seem truly invested in them. When you master the nuances of active listening, you position yourself as a confidant, a partner, and an ally, qualities that are incredibly attractive not just in friendships, but in professional relationships, too. Imagine walking into a crowded room, and instead of feeling like an outsider, you become the magnet that draws people in, just because you are genuinely interested in what they have to say. Improving your listening skills isn't just a matter of paying attention. It's about adopting techniques that enhance your capacity to connect. Practicing mindfulness is a wonderful way to hone this skill. By focusing on the moment and eliminating distractions, you open yourself up to truly hearing what others are communicating. Try maintaining eye contact, leaning slightly forward, and nodding in acknowledgement. These small gestures signal your attentiveness, making the speaker feel validated. Another effective technique is to ask clarifying questions. It shows you are not just passively receiving information, but actively engaging with it. Moreover, reflecting back what you've heard is a powerful technique. Paraphrasing can help ensure you understood correctly, while simultaneously reinforcing the speaker's message. As you weave these techniques into your conversations, notice how the dynamic shifts. People find you more charismatic, and your influence deepens. You become the type of person others want to be around. The art of listening is an ongoing practice, a dance between speaker and listener that invites trust and rapport. Embracing these techniques not only helps you become a better conversationalist, but empowers you to influence the people around you positively. Consider this. At the heart of every meaningful interaction is the silent but potent force of listening. So the next time you step into a conversation, remember that every pause is an opportunity and every word a chance to weave a stronger connection. Tailoring your approach to resonate with the other person's psychology. Customizing your communication style is essential in connecting with others effectively. Everyone has their own unique preferences, influenced by personality, culture, and past experiences. Recognizing these differences and adjusting how we convey our thoughts can make interactions smoother and more impactful. For instance, if you're speaking with someone who thrives in structured environments, using clear, concise language and providing concrete details may resonate much better than a flowery narrative. On the other hand, creative individuals might appreciate a story that inspires them and encourages exploration of ideas. By being aware of the other person's tendencies, I've learned to pivot my style to fit their needs. Sometimes it's about being direct, while other times it's about painting a vivid picture with my words. Being perceptive plays a crucial role in this dynamic approach. It's not merely about sticking to a predefined method of communication. It's about staying attuned to the person in front of you and adapting as the conversation unfolds. That subtle shift in body language, the arch of an eyebrow, or the lightness in their voice can offer clues to what they're responding to positively or negatively. I've found that sometimes the most meaningful discussions happen when I listen well and respond to the ebb and flow of the other person's expressions and reactions. The ability to read the room and adjust your cadence, tone, or even choice of words can create a much more inviting atmosphere where honest dialogue flourishes. The heart of effective communication lies not just in what is said, but also in how it is received. To refine your ability to tailor your approach, practice becoming more aware of your conversational partners. Ask open-ended questions and remain sensitive to their answers, taking note of shifts in their engagement. If they seem eager when discussing a certain topic, lean into that interest. Effective communication isn't simply about what you bring to the table, but how you can light up the connection with the other person and foster a deeper understanding. Chapter 4. Creating Intrigue and Attraction. The role of first impressions, appearance, presence, and energy. When I step into a room, my eyes instinctively scan the faces and outfits around me. I've learned that visual cues speak volumes, especially when it comes to our initial perceptions of seductiveness. There's an undeniable magnetism in how someone presents themselves. Think about it. A sharp suit, a classy dress, or even a casual yet curated ensemble can set the stage for intrigue. It's not just the clothing, though. Things like grooming, posture, and even that slight tilt of the head can either draw people in or push them away. I've observed that the right visual cues can make someone appear immediately more approachable or mysterious, depending on the context. It's almost like a silent language, where the clothes and the way we care for ourselves communicate our personality and confidence before a single word is spoken. Equally important is the energy that radiates from our bodies. Body language has a profound impact on how we're perceived in those fleeting first moments. Have you ever noticed how someone's presence can fill a room? It's the subtle shift of shoulders, the openness of arms, and the authentic smile that invites connection. I've found that energy is contagious. If you walk into a space feeling buoyant, even if your attire is basic, people will gravitate towards you. On the flip side, a well-dressed person who slouches and avoids eye contact can create an invisible barrier that makes them seem less engaging. Presence is about being in the moment and offering a piece of yourself to others, allowing them to feel that spark of connection that makes first impressions compelling. Great body language intertwined with vibrant energy can completely transform how we're perceived. Mastering this dynamic dance between appearance and energy is key. It's about more than just what we wear or how we stand. It's recognizing that the atmosphere we create around ourselves can set the tone for every interaction. A practical tip I've picked up along the way is to practice self-awareness. The next time you're in a social setting, take a moment to assess your body language and the energy you're projecting. Are you open, inviting, and confident? Or are you more closed off? Make small adjustments. Adjust your posture, smile more readily, or engage in eye contact. These micro-changes can elevate not only your experience, but also the impressions you leave on others, ultimately making every encounter far more memorable. How to spark curiosity through subtlety and mystery. Intrigue often thrives in the shadows, where information dances just out of reach. One technique to spark curiosity is by weaving subtle hints and breadcrumbs throughout your narrative. Instead of revealing everything at once, you can let your readers stumble upon clues that lead to larger questions. Imagine a room filled with mysterious objects. Each piece tells its own story, provoking thoughts and inquiries without giving away the whole picture. It's like the way a magician performs a trick. The real magic happens in the build-up, the suspense that leaves an audience wondering how it's done. Leaving questions unanswered invites the reader to dig deeper, to guess and speculate, which ignites their imagination and keeps them turning the pages. Controlled revelations can be quite powerful in maintaining interest. When you do choose to share information, making it selective and precise can create a dramatic effect, much like a well-placed plot twist. Picture a character who only reveals bits of their past in fragments, each piece shedding light on their current motivations while also raising new questions about their backstory. This balance between revealing and concealing creates a push and pull, a back and forth that keeps readers engaged. They invest in the journey, eagerly anticipating the next revelation. Such layers of storytelling encourage your audience to think beyond the lines, cultivating a richer reading experience that feels both challenging and rewarding. Incorporating curiosity through subtlety and mystery is not just a narrative technique. It's a playful invitation for your readers to become active participants in the story. When they feel they have a stake in uncovering the unknown, their connection to the narrative deepens. So, the next time you write, think about what you can leave out as much as what you put in. Keeping some secrets close to the chest can create an exhilarating tension, enriching both your storytelling and your reader's experience. Using nonverbal cues, eye contact, body language, and touch. Fundamental nonverbal signals play a crucial role in enhancing seductive communication. Eye contact is often cited as one of the most powerful tools for creating a connection. When you lock eyes with someone, it's as if you are sharing an invisible thread, drawing each other closer. This isn't just about looking at each other. It's about creating a moment that feels shared and intimate. The intensity of your gaze can convey interest, desire, or even vulnerability. The trick is to find a balance. Too little eye contact can seem disinterested, while too much can come off as intrusive or aggressive. Instead, aim for a natural ebb and flow, allowing your gaze to linger just enough to create intrigue without overwhelming the other person. Body language is another key player in the realm of nonverbal communication. Your posture, the way you lean in, or even how you position your arms can say volumes about your intentions and feelings. Open body language, such as uncrossed arms and leaning slightly forward, invites connection and suggests openness. On the contrary, crossed arms or leaning away might signal disinterest or defensiveness, even if your words are enticing. Subtle gestures, like mirroring the other person's movements, can amplify feelings of attraction, fostering a sense of shared rhythm and engagement. Remember, it's about creating a dialogue without words, where your body becomes as expressive as your voice. The appropriate use of touch can create a powerful dynamic that enhances intimacy or attraction. A gentle touch on the arm or shoulder during conversation can communicate warmth and proximity, signaling a desire for closeness. However, it's crucial to pay attention to the other person's comfort levels and cues. Touch should always feel consensual and welcome. Otherwise, it can lead to discomfort. When you gauge their response, a light touch might turn into a playful tap or an affectionate squeeze, deepening the connection. Think of touch as a way to accentuate your words, making your intentions clearer while creating a shared experience. So, when the moment feels right, don't hesitate to let your hand linger just a bit longer, as long as you're attuned to their reaction. The right touch at the right moment can turn fleeting moments into lasting memories, igniting a spark that words alone may not achieve. Chapter 5. Building Tension and Anticipation. The Power of Delayed Gratification. How to keep others wanting more. Anticipation is a powerful emotion that stirs something deep within us, igniting desire and sparking attraction. The psychology behind this phenomenon is fascinating. When we anticipate an experience, be it an event, a relationship, or even a simple moment with someone, the brain releases dopamine, the feel-good hormone that keeps us engaged and eager. This anticipation creates a sense of longing that can heighten attraction to people and experiences. When it feels just out of reach, our interest often intensifies, drawing us in like moths to a flame. We become captivated by the idea of what's to come rather than what we have in front of us, making the heart yearn for connection, closeness, and more. Mastering this element of attraction involves understanding the delicate balance between presence and absence, making it an art form in social dynamics that almost anyone can learn. One effective method to amplify desire is to create breaks in interaction. These breaks serve as intentional pauses that can stir curiosity and keep the other person guessing. Imagine a conversation sprinkled with moments of silence or a playful tease, where you share just enough to keep their mind racing, but hold back a little to maintain intrigue. When you leave them wanting more, it creates a compelling dynamic where they actively seek your presence. These breaks can come in many forms: stepping away to attend to something else, giving vague hints about a future plan, or even the art of strategic scheduling where you aren't always available. This doesn't mean playing games or being manipulative, but rather creating a rhythm in the interaction that makes every encounter feel special and eagerly anticipated, transforming fleeting moments into lasting memories. The key to mastering the art of delayed gratification lies in understanding timing and the emotional landscape of those around us. Gratification too easily achieved often leads to complacency, while the allure of the unattained can inspire deeper connections. The next time you engage with someone, consider how you might introduce a little space for anticipation. Don't just reveal everything at once. Instead, weave hints that leave them pondering, wondering when they might get more. Remember, a little mystery can fuel desire, and curiosity can often be the most potent catalyst for connection. Emotional push-pull, balancing warmth with distance to heighten desire. The push-pull dynamic is one of the most fascinating elements in relationships. It lays the groundwork for attraction and seduction, often acting like a magnetic force that keeps us both captivated and slightly on edge. The essence of push-pull comes from alternating between warmth and distance, creating an enticing tension that heightens desire. Think about the thrill of a first date where the chemistry is undeniable, but just enough mystery is present to keep your interest piqued. This balance can make the heart race, igniting an emotional dance that feels simultaneously exhilarating and terrifying. When one person pulls back, the other may feel an instinctive urge to chase, lending itself to that age-old adage, "Absence makes the heart grow fonder." By understanding and mastering this push-pull dynamic, you can create a compelling narrative in your relationships, inviting deeper connections while still maintaining an air of intrigue. Achieving the right balance in this dance requires subtlety and finesse. It's not about playing games, but rather about nurturing genuine interest while avoiding overwhelming the other person. A simple way to maintain this intriguing aura is through the art of responsiveness. Give warm attention when you feel the moment is right, like a shared laugh or a meaningful glance, but also embrace moments of slight withdrawal. This could mean letting a conversation linger in silence or not instantly replying to texts. The key is to communicate with authenticity while allowing space for curiosity. This doesn't mean being aloof. Rather, it's about striking the right chord where the other person is left wanting more, feeling that vibrant blend of warmth and distance. Ask yourself, what creates that flutter in your chest? Harness that feeling and incorporate small doses of it into your interactions. Creating an emotional push-pull dynamic is an art form that involves embracing vulnerability while maintaining your own space. There's a fine line between showing too much warmth and being overly distant, and finding that balance can heighten desire like nothing else. Remember that each interaction is an opportunity to express who you are while inviting the other person into your world. Use timing to your advantage. Know when to draw closer and when to let go a little. Effective communication also plays a significant role here. Be playful in your banter, flirt with intention, and practice the fine art of teasing, ensuring it remains lighthearted and fun rather than cutting or critical. The goal is to make the other person feel good, turning every exchange into a tantalizing dance of connection and intrigue. As you navigate this realm of emotional balance, remind yourself that the ultimate aim is to deepen the bond not just for the sake of desire, but to enrich your shared experience. Maintaining intrigue without overexposure. The risks of oversharing can be quite deceptive. In today's world, where sharing every thought, detail, and moment has become the norm, it's easy to forget the seductive allure of mystery. When we reveal too much about ourselves, we risk losing that intriguing spark that draws people in. The more familiar someone becomes with our lives, the mundane, the routine, the less they may feel enticed by our presence. This intimacy can paradoxically create distance. Oversharing transforms our carefully curated mystique into mere transparency. When everything about us is out in the open, there's little room left for imagination. That sense of allure that comes from the unknown starts to dissipate, as curiosity is replaced by a sense of familiarity that lacks the excitement of discovery. Chapter 6: Emotional Manipulation and Influence. The Ethical Line. persuasion versus manipulation. Ethical persuasion involves appealing to someone's reason and emotions with the intent of helping them make an informed decision. This kind of influence respects the other person's autonomy and is based on honesty and transparency. It's like inviting a friend to see a movie you love, not because you want to control what they think, but because you genuinely believe they would enjoy it too. On the other hand, manipulative behavior skews this balance. It often involves misrepresentation or coercion, prioritizing the manipulator's gain over the other person's well-being. Imagine trying to get someone to go to a restaurant you like, but instead of sharing why you enjoy it, you deceive them about the ambience or the type of food served. This kind of behavior crosses an ethical line, turning influence into manipulation. The key difference lies in intention. Ethical persuasion is about mutual benefit and respect, while manipulation is self-serving and often deceitful. Crossing ethical boundaries can have serious repercussions, both for those who engage in manipulation and the targets of such behavior. When one resorts to manipulative tactics, trust is often the first casualty. Once individuals begin to suspect that they are being manipulated, the relationship enters a precarious state. What was once a bond based on trust and mutual respect can dissolve into suspicion and resentment. Moreover, the manipulator may find that their influence wanes over time. People have a knack for noticing patterns of dishonesty, and they tend to withdraw from those who habitually employ them. On a broader scale, manipulative practices erode the very fabric of social interactions. They foster a culture of skepticism and wariness, leading individuals to question the motives behind every recommendation or appeal they encounter. This environment stifles authentic communication and fosters isolation. Ultimately, manipulation brings temporary gains but long-term losses, both personally and socially. In contrast, practicing ethical persuasion not only nurtures healthier relationships, but also builds a reputation of integrity, creating a legacy of trust that can enrich our interactions in the long run. Being aware of the thin line between persuasion and manipulation is valuable. When you aim to influence someone, consider whether your approach genuinely respects their choices and well-being. Strive to enhance their understanding rather than undermine their agency, fostering trust and authenticity that can build lasting connections. Techniques for creating emotional highs and lows to deepen connection. Creating memorable interactions involves weaving emotional techniques that resonate deeply with those we encounter. One effective approach is storytelling. Sharing personal anecdotes or experiences that evoke strong feelings can leave a lasting impression. When I tell a story about overcoming an obstacle or experiencing joy, it allows the listener to connect emotionally, creating a shared moment of vulnerability. Another powerful technique is the use of contrasting emotions. Think of the way a heartwarming moment can be suddenly punctuated by tension, which then leads to relief. This roller coaster of emotions can engage people, making them feel alive and invested in the connection being forged. Humor can serve as another high, lifting spirits and breaking down barriers. A well-timed joke or a light-hearted comment allows laughter to pave the way to deeper dialogues, establishing an atmosphere of trust and openness. In my experience, these emotional highs, when crafted thoughtfully, transform ordinary encounters into unforgettable exchanges. However, navigating the peaks and valleys of emotion must be done with caution. Responsible use of emotional techniques is about authenticity and respect for the other person's feelings. It's essential to gauge the emotional landscape of your audience. Not everyone is ready to traverse the same emotional terrain. When exploring deeper emotions, I make it a point to ensure that there's a purpose behind the emotional spikes and dips. Are we discussing a sensitive topic to bond over shared experiences or simply to entertain? The intention should be clear and respectful. Sometimes, lasting connections blossom in lighter moments, while other times, they rise out of shared challenges. While leveraging emotional techniques, I focus on creating an environment where honesty is paramount. This openness fosters genuine connection, allowing an organic flow where both parties feel safe to share. Ultimately, it's about striking a balance. The thrill of emotional highs should never detract from the importance of empathy, understanding, and mutual respect. A practical tip for harnessing these emotional techniques is to integrate moments of reflective listening into your interactions. By actively listening and responding to others, you naturally create space for emotional engagement. Not only does this demonstrate your investment in the conversation, but it also encourages others to reciprocate with their own emotional highs and lows, enriching the connection you both share. When you embrace this back-and-forth flow, every interaction has the potential to be more meaningful. Flattery, validation, and the art of mirroring. Flattery is an underestimated art form, one that holds incredible power when wielded wisely. It's not just about sweet-talking someone to get what you want. Effective flattery can attract attention and affection in remarkable ways. When we genuinely compliment someone, acknowledging their talents, insights, or unique characteristics, it stirs a positive emotional response. For instance, when I once attended a networking event and found myself genuinely admiring a speaker's passion and clarity, I leaned into that. Instead of a mere surface-level compliment, I expressed how their words resonated with my own experiences. The effect was palpable. Not only did I catch their attention, but I also sparked a conversation that blossomed into a rich exchange of ideas. The key is to be sincere. Flattery without authenticity falls flat. Observing what others truly value allows you to highlight their strengths, making them feel seen and appreciated. Validation operates as the bedrock of meaningful conversations. It's about acknowledging feelings, perspectives, and experiences, creating a foundation of mutual understanding. I learned this firsthand during a tense family gathering where differences were high. Instead of jumping into rebuttals, I chose to reflect on others' viewpoints. By mirroring their emotions, I see why that would upset you. I created a space for open dialogue. This simple act of validation not only eased tensions, but also encouraged others to feel heard, inviting a deeper connection. Mirroring is not just about repeating words, but embodying the essence of what someone is experiencing. It fosters empathy, bridging gaps between differing opinions and creating an environment ripe for collaboration. The dance of flattery, validation, and mirroring can transform interactions, both personally and professionally. Next time you find yourself in a conversation that seems to stall or become contentious, consider this. How can you reflect back the emotions present, validate the experiences shared, or offer genuine compliments? This approach can pivot the dialogue toward a more positive, engaging, and memorable exchange. Try it out. A sprinkle of these techniques can elevate not just your conversations, but your relationships as well, forging connections that last long after the initial meeting. Chapter 7. Closing the Loop, Sealing the Connection. Recognizing the moment to act decisively. Recognizing the signs that indicate readiness for a deeper connection is like tuning into a special frequency. There are subtle cues we often overlook that whisper to us about someone's interest. A lingering gaze, an unguarded smile, and shared laughter can light up the atmosphere. Pay attention to body language, an open posture, leaning in during conversations, or the way someone mirrors your movements can reveal their investment in the moment. Sometimes, a simple touch of the arm or a playful nudge speaks volumes. These signs are your green lights, calling you to lean in and explore the depths of attraction, ready to dive just a little deeper. Once you sense that readiness, the next step is seizing those golden opportunities to solidify that connection. Timing is everything, and when the moment feels ripe, don't hesitate. You might plan a spontaneous outing or suggest a shared activity, making it feel natural and fun. Create moments that invite intimacy, like a walk in a beautiful park or an evening where the conversation flows as easily as the wine. Use humor to your advantage. A well-timed joke can break down walls and foster openness. Also, don't shy away from vulnerability. Sharing a personal story can pave the way for a richer dialogue, inviting your partner to do the same. Remember, making a move can be intimidating, but it's essential to embrace that uncertainty. Even if it feels like high stakes, your courage can make your connection all the stronger. So, when the next opportunity arises, trust your instincts. Act decisively and authentically, for it is in those genuine moments that connections flourish. You only get one chance to make a first impression, so aim for a moment that both of you will remember, because it could be the beginning of something truly special. How to turn intrigue into trust and connection. Trust serves as the bedrock of any meaningful relationship. Without it, connections flounder and influence dwindles. Sometimes, intrigue can be so enticing that we might confuse it with genuine understanding. I've found that moments of curiosity, those tantalizing snippets of someone's story or persona, can draw us in, almost like a moth to a flame. But the heart of enduring influence relies not on how captivating someone's persona but rather on the depth of trust established between individuals. Think about it. When you trust someone, you're more likely to listen to their ideas, consider their opinions, and foster a bond that can weather storms. Building that trust isn't a one-time deal. It's an ongoing process that requires vulnerability, consistency, and a willingness to be authentic. Transitioning from intrigue to genuine connection is an art that requires delicate navigation. It's not only about maintaining the charisma that piqued interest, but also about peeling back layers to reveal something real. One effective technique I've discovered is shared storytelling. When we open up about our own experiences and invite others to do the same, we create a space of safety, where individual stories mesh into a larger narrative of shared humanity. This exchange can create profound moments of connection, where intrigue evolves into understanding. Engaging in active listening is equally important. It demonstrates that you value the other person's perspective, further solidifying that bond. Ask open-ended questions that encourage deeper responses and allow the conversation to unfold organically. Ultimately, the transition lies in recognizing that the allure of intrigue is only the beginning. To cultivate lasting connections, one must be willing to invest in the relationship, share vulnerabilities, and commit to ongoing dialogue. In doing so, we don't just survive on the superficial excitement of curiosity. We thrive in the richness of true connection. Remember, the next time you face a situation where intrigue lights the spark, make that leap of faith into deeper conversation. It's often where the real magic lies. Cultivate connection by being genuinely curious about others, and see how that simple shift from curiosity to camaraderie can illuminate your relationships. The importance of sincerity in long-lasting influence. Authenticity is key to maintaining seductive appeal over time. When people sense that we are genuine, it creates a magnetic draw. They lean in, eager to engage. Sincerity breeds trust, and trust is what holds relationships together, whether in friendship, love, or professional ventures. I've learned that if you're putting on an act, it might win you a few moments of attention, but eventually, the mask slips. I've experienced moments where I stood before a crowd, attempting to charm them with polished words, only to realize that the more authentic I was, the more connected I felt, not just to them, but to myself. The seductive appeal that comes from being real provides a foundation that can weather the storms of time and change. Cultivating sincere relationships requires an ongoing commitment to honesty and vulnerability. It's about showing up not just in the good times, but also when life throws curveballs. Share your fears, your dreams, your flops. Let people see your whole self. When I engage deeply with others, I make it a point to listen as much as I speak. Asking open-ended questions and really wanting to understand their answers communicates that you value their thoughts. Remember, it's a dance. It requires a rhythm of give and take. Look for common goals and shared passions to build bridges. And never underestimate the simple power of a handwritten note or a heartfelt message. These small gestures can leave a lasting impact far beyond a fleeting connection. Understanding that sincerity is a long game gives you the perspective needed to nurture these relationships over time. It's not just about being sincere in the moment, but making it a consistent part of who you are. Keep your promises, be reliable, and understand that growth takes time. When you approach relationships with sincere intentions, it opens doors you never knew existed. Remember, the real magic happens when you are genuine and open-hearted with those around you. So go ahead, be sincere, be authentic, and watch as your connections flourish and deepen in ways that superficial charm never could. Chapter 8. Seduction in Leadership and Influence. How great leaders inspire loyalty through charisma and charm. Charismatic leaders possess a unique ability to draw people in, often described as a form of seduction. They do not simply demand loyalty, they inspire it through their magnetism and charm. This seduction goes beyond superficial charm. It's about creating an emotional connection and a shared vision that followers can rally around. A charismatic leader taps into the hopes, desires, and values of their audience, effectively merging personal ambition with collective purpose. They project confidence and warmth, making people feel seen and valued. When leaders show genuine enthusiasm and passion, it ignites the same fire in their followers, building a robust loyalty that is not easily shaken. Consider someone like Martin Luther King Jr., whose speeches weren't just mere words, but a rich tapestry of emotion and vision. His "I Have a Dream" speech is a magnificent example. King painted a picture of what could be, captivating his audience with a promise of a better future. His charisma inspired millions to join the civil rights movement, making personal sacrifices in the name of a collective dream. Another example is Oprah Winfrey, whose ability to connect with her audience on a personal level has created unwavering loyalty over decades. Her authenticity and relatability allow her to seduce followers not just into admiration, but into active engagement with her values and causes. Through their actions and words, these leaders have turned their charisma into a magnetic force, fostering rich loyalty that transcends transactions. Understanding the interplay of charisma and loyalty reveals important insights not only for leaders, but for anyone looking to inspire others. The essence of this relationship lies in authenticity. Followers can sense when a leader's charm is genuine or when it is mere performative theater. The best approach for anyone seeking to inspire loyalty is to invest time in building authentic connections. Engaging with people sincerely, listening intently, and aligning with their values can create a loyal following that thrives on trust and respect. Remember, it's not just about being captivating, it's about being real and relatable. This dynamic approach can help anyone become a leader others want to follow. Using seduction to motivate teams and negotiate effectively. Motivating others in a professional setting often requires a delicate touch, reminiscent of the art of seduction. To motivate a team, one must skillfully weave together charm, understanding, and the ability to articulate a shared vision. Imagine walking into a meeting room, feeling the energy of the place, and knowing instinctively which buttons to press, both literal and metaphorical. One effective strategy is to engage with team members on a personal level. When they feel understood and appreciated, their motivation levels naturally spike. Active listening becomes your secret weapon. By truly hearing what others have to say and validating their input, you create an environment ripe for inspiration. Use humor sparingly but effectively to break down barriers and make yourself relatable. When your colleagues see you not just as a leader, but as someone who shares their struggles and joys, they're more likely to invest their energies into the shared goals of the team. Negotiation, much like seduction, hinges on the understanding of human desires and the power dynamics at play. When sitting across the table from someone, it's essential to remember that a successful negotiation is not about winning. It's about creating a sense of mutual gain. Employ principles of seduction here by appealing to emotions and fostering an environment of trust. Charisma can be a negotiator's greatest ally. The subtle art of mirroring someone's body language or using silence to your advantage can create an unspoken bond that makes your counterpart more willing to consider your perspective. Recognizing their needs and desires allows you to tailor your approach. Crafting your message in a way that resonates with their values aligns both parties toward shared outcomes. The more adept you become at reading the room, the more effectively you can wield the intoxicating influence of persuasion in negotiations. Ultimately, the intersection of seduction and motivation creates rich opportunities for collaboration and success. Whether you're rallying a team or negotiating an essential deal, understanding the human psyche is key. Always remember that the best motivators and negotiators are those who can connect on a deeper level, making others feel seen, heard, and valued. Keep these principles in mind. Leverage charm, cultivate trust, and above all, foster genuine connections. When you do this, you not only ace your negotiation, but also inspire loyalty and commitment among your team. The art of seduction isn't merely about attraction. It's about making the other person eager to engage with you, whether that's through collaboration or powerful negotiation. A practical tip? Before entering your next meeting or negotiation, take a moment to reflect on what drives the people you'll encounter. This insight can illuminate your path to crafting a persuasive message that resonates deeply. Creating an aura of authority without intimidation. Leaders often think that projecting confidence means adopting a stern demeanor, but true confidence shines through when we allow ourselves to be approachable. I've found that it involves striking a balance, being assured in your decisions while also being available for conversation. When I enter a room, I make a conscious effort to engage with those around me. A warm smile, genuine eye contact, and open body language can do wonders. When people feel that they can approach me without fear of judgment, it fosters a sense of trust. This isn't about stripping away authority. It's about enhancing it by showing that I value every person's input. If leaders can demonstrate that they listen and appreciate diverse perspectives, they'll naturally project confidence without an air of intimidation. Finding the right balance between authority and accessibility is like walking a tightrope. It's a challenge that each effective leader faces. Authority doesn't have to mean being unyielding. Instead, it can stem from expertise and decisiveness while remaining open to ideas. For instance, I've often seen leaders who have all the right answers but deliver them in a way that shuts others down. On the flip side, leaders who try too hard to be liked can come off as indecisive. I focus on sharing my vision with clarity while encouraging team members to input. This approach allows everyone to feel they contribute to the overall mission, which nurtures collaboration without compromising authority. Think of it as conducting an orchestra. I guide the melody but leave room for the musicians to improvise. To create an environment where authority coexists with accessibility, I make it a habit to ask open-ended questions, seeking feedback not just about decisions being made, but about the dynamics of our work culture. Little gestures, like acknowledging someone's hard work or involving them in decision-making, can transform the atmosphere. I've learned that it's not just about being in charge. It's about inspiring others to flourish under that leadership. When we shift our approach from dictating to guiding, we cultivate respect rather than fear. Empowering others often turns out to be the secret ingredient to solidifying that aura of authority. Remember, confidence is contagious. Foster it, and you'll find that people gravitate towards your leadership naturally, eager to collaborate and contribute. Chapter 9: Disarming Resistance. Recognizing when someone is guarded or hesitant. When you find yourself in conversation, it doesn't take long to pick up on certain signs that someone isn't entirely open. A common clue is body language. Fidgeting, crossed arms, or averting eye contact often indicate unease or defensiveness. You might notice their responses are curt or vague, as if they're giving you just enough to dodge your deeper questions without revealing anything personal. A guarded person might nod along with what you're saying, but you can sense a wall between you, almost like they're behind glass in a museum, observing rather than engaging. The tone of their voice can also give them away. A flat delivery might mask their true feelings, hinting that they are holding back. If every question feels like an interrogation and they're quick to steer the conversation away from themselves, these are strong indicators that you're dealing with someone who's hesitant to let their guard down. Understanding the psychological layers behind these guarded responses can be quite revealing. Often, such hesitance is rooted in past experiences. People may have been burned in previous interactions, leading them to develop a natural instinct to protect themselves. This is particularly evident in social settings where intimacy can feel like a risk. Trust, which is the currency of relationships, doesn't come easy for everyone. For some, the fear of vulnerability outweighs the potential rewards of openness. This guardedness is not always a conscious choice. Rather, it can be a learned behavior, a self-defense mechanism built over years of navigating complex social landscapes. In a world where rejection can be as painful as it is unavoidable, it's little wonder that many individuals instinctively build emotional fortresses around themselves. Recognizing these patterns in societal interactions can equip you with the tools needed to navigate complex relationships. When you sense someone is guarded, shifting the focus from them to a more generalized topic can ease the pressure. Sharing a humorous anecdote or a relatable experience can help break the ice, creating a softer space where they might feel safer to engage. Also, give them subtle invitations to share, such as asking open-ended questions that allow for exploration without obligation. This creates an environment that may encourage them to lower their defenses. Approaching them with patience and empathy can turn the tide from hesitance to connection, leading not just to potential friendships, but deeper understandings of human behavior. Strategies for breaking down defenses through empathy and patience. Building rapport is essential when it comes to easing resistance in any conversation. It's fascinating how a simple smile or a nod can go a long way. I've found that genuine listening is an incredibly effective technique. When I take the time to really hear what someone is saying, to nod and give feedback, I notice their guards begin to drop. Reflection is another powerful tool. By paraphrasing what the other person has said, I validate their feelings and experiences. So what you're saying can be magic words that pave the way for deeper dialogue. Humor, when used appropriately, can also lighten the mood. I remember a particular negotiation that felt tense and stagnant. One lighthearted comment broke the ice and transformed the atmosphere, making the other person more receptive. It's about finding common ground and shared experiences, making the conversation feel more like a collaboration rather than a confrontation. Achieving that sense of connection can dismantle barriers that might otherwise seem insurmountable. Patience plays an equally crucial role in cultivating trust over time. I've realized that rushing things often leads to more resistance. During a recent interaction, I noticed how trying to push for quicker resolutions only backfired. Instead, I took a step back, allowed the conversation to unfold naturally, and focused on consistent engagement without the pressure of immediate results. This slower approach allowed the other person to feel more at ease, fostering a sense of safety in our dialogue. Trust isn't built overnight, it's a gradual process. It's important to respect the other person's timeline, which can be difficult but is undeniably worth it. I remind myself that every interaction is a step in a larger journey, and the willingness to invest that time pays dividends in the long run. Empathy and patience aren't mere concepts, but essential practices to foster understanding and connection. Integrating these strategies into your daily interactions, whether professional or personal, can lead to substantial transformations in relationships. The next time you find yourself in a challenging conversation, take a moment to breathe, listen, and allow the relationship to evolve at its own pace. You might be surprised at the breakthroughs that occur when you give others the space and understanding they need. How to turn no into curiosity and eventual agreement. Reframing objections is like turning a closed door into an opportunity for conversation. When someone says no, it often feels like a barrier, but in reality, it's an invitation to dig deeper. By responding to objections with genuine curiosity, you set the stage for dialogue. Instead of retorting defensively, consider asking open-ended questions. What concerns do you have, or what would make this work for you? Can turn the moment into a fruitful exchange. This approach not only shows that you value the other person's perspective, but also allows you to clarify misunderstandings and address their specific concerns. Listening actively and reflecting on what they say can lead to revelations that are beneficial for both parties. It's about shifting your mindset from seeing a no as an end to viewing it as a door slightly ajar, waiting for a little push to open wider. Transforming initial refusals into genuine interest requires a blend of empathy and creativity. People often reject ideas because they feel misunderstood or misaligned with their needs. A good strategy is to acknowledge their feelings and then pivot to the value of what you are proposing. You might say something like, "I see why that wouldn't seem appealing at first. What if we explored it together?" This not only validates their feelings, but also opens a pathway for exploration. Introducing stories or examples of how others found value can also pique interest. The key is to maintain a light and engaging tone. Humor can be a great ally here. When appropriate, a witty remark can break the tension and create a bond. By guiding them to envision the possibilities, you lead them out of a no and into a space where curiosity can bloom. In the end, the art of transformation lies in understanding the person behind the objection. It's essential to approach these conversations with a mindset that blends patience and creativity. Every no is a puzzle waiting to be solved, and your role is to unveil the pieces. Curiosity is contagious. Let your genuine interest inspire theirs. Keep in mind that every engaging dialogue you foster can shift perspectives and open doors to agreement. So the next time you encounter a refusal, embrace it as a chance to connect rather than a defeat. Consider viewing every conversation as an opportunity to learn and grow, both for yourself and the person on the other end. Chapter 10: The Seduction of Groups. Influencing crowds through presence, storytelling, and charisma. Captivating a group requires more than just good intentions. It demands presence and confidence that resonate through every word and gesture. The first step is to understand the energy you bring into a room. When I step onto a stage or into a meeting, I've learned to occupy the space with both my body and mind. Posture matters. Standing tall not only projects authority, but also alters how I feel about myself. Eye contact is equally crucial. Locking eyes with individuals in the audience creates a connection that speaks louder than words. It's as if I'm saying, "I see you and you matter." This simple act can dramatically shift the dynamic of any group. Incorporating pauses into my speech allows my words to land, giving the audience time to absorb what I'm saying. These techniques are all threads in the fabric of commanding attention. Storytelling, however, takes this influence to an extraordinary level. Sharing a personal narrative or a tale that resonates with the audience captures hearts and minds in a way that facts simply cannot. I often think back to times when I faced challenges and how I overcame them. I weave these experiences into my discussions, ensuring they are relatable and infused with emotion. A well-told story can evoke laughter, tears, or a sense of shared struggle, making my message unforgettable. The framework of a good story typically includes a relatable character, a journey, and a resolution. When I structure my thoughts this way, I'm not just delivering information, I'm taking the audience on a journey. They become emotionally invested, leaning in and eager to find out what happens next. This narrative thread is a powerful tool, one that transcends mere influence and fosters deep connection. To truly influence a crowd, blending presence with storytelling and a pinch of charisma creates a magical formula. Charisma isn't something reserved for great leaders born with it. It can be developed through practice. I remind myself to be genuine. People can sense authenticity and are drawn to it. When I engage with my audience, I strive to radiate enthusiasm and warmth. Humor is a fantastic grease for social wheels, breaking the ice and making my message more approachable. A well-timed joke or lighthearted comment can shift the mood, making the crowd more receptive. However, I've learned to maintain a balance, ensuring that humor supports rather than distracts from my core message. Mastering these elements, presence, storytelling, and charisma, transforms any engagement from mundane to memorable. Always remember, it's not just what we say, but how we say it, and the feelings we evoke that influences an audience powerfully. Becoming the center of attention without seeking it. The art of presence is an intriguing dance that unfolds naturally when you step into a room, and it's a skill most of us can develop with a little intention. When I walk into a gathering, I have learned to embody an energy that seems to pull people in without the need for grand gestures or loud proclamations. This magnetic field of presence stems from a combination of awareness and authenticity. It's about being fully engaged in the moment, listening actively, and showing genuine interest in those around you. When you are present, people can sense it. They pick up on the unspoken cues, the warmth of your smile, the openness of your body language, and the way you connect with them through eye contact. It's as if you create an invisible thread that draws them closer, making them feel seen and appreciated. This doesn't require you to change who you are. Rather, it invites you to embrace the charm that already resides within you. Much like crafting a masterpiece, becoming the center of attention can often be about the subtle brushstrokes you apply in your daily interactions. Focus on leaving a positive impression rather than the overwhelming need to be acknowledged. When you embrace each moment with authenticity and immerse yourself in your surroundings, you not only attract attention, but also cultivate lasting connections that enhance your presence even further. Remember, the key is not just drawing others in, but nurturing relationships that blossom from that initial magnetic pull. Building momentum in social dynamics to amplify your influence. Leveraging social dynamics involves understanding the intricate dance of human behavior and interactions. I've found that the way people engage with one another can either propel you toward success or anchor you in mediocrity. For instance, when you enter a room, the energy you bring can affect the mood of those around you. If you exude confidence and positivity, others will naturally gravitate towards you. By embodying traits like enthusiasm and openness, you become a magnet for influence. It's all about reading the room, tapping into the collective emotions, and directing them positively. When you align your goal with the needs of the group, your influence multiplies. I've discovered that initiating conversations that resonate with shared interests often sparks engagement, which creates a ripple effect of motivation among peers. The right questions can illuminate pathways to collaboration, and acknowledging others' contributions fosters a sense of community. Remember, influence is not a zero-sum game. The more you uplift others, the more your own influence grows. Creating synergy among group members is akin to composing a symphony where each instrument contributes to a harmonious whole. When individuals work in tandem, their combined efforts produce results far greater than the sum of their parts. In my experience, encouraging open communication is key. When everyone feels heard and valued, their creativity flourishes, leading to innovative solutions and strengthened relationships. Acknowledging the unique strengths of each member can elevate the group dynamics significantly. Moreover, establishing shared objectives aligns individual ambitions with collective goals, creating a sense of ownership and accountability. It's fascinating how a mere shift in mindset encourages collaboration and camaraderie. During team projects, I've seen firsthand how simple gestures, such as celebrating small wins, can build momentum and inspire greater dedication. When group members feel connected and resonate with the purpose, the influence each one possesses is magnified, crafting a powerful network where ideas thrive. Recognizing the ebb and flow of social dynamics can inform your approach and elevate your interactions. Approach each gathering with the mindset that you can contribute to and manipulate the social currents in play. Keep your ears open and your eyes alert to the subtle cues others give off. This awareness can guide your actions and strengthen your influence. Always remember, by fostering authentic relationships and nurturing the connections among group members, you cultivate an environment ripe for collaboration. Sharing your experiences, listening actively, and demonstrating empathy can create a profound positive impact. This simple act of investment pays dividends in trust and respect, amplifying your influence manifold. Embrace these dynamics and let them work for you. Being mindful of them is often the key to creating lasting change. Chapter 11: The Dark Side of Seduction. The Consequences of Manipulation and Overuse of Charm. Manipulation, especially in the realm of seduction, is a double-edged sword. It can be incredibly alluring, offering the promise of immediate gratification, connection, and excitement. However, the potential pitfalls are vast and deeply rooted. When one wields charm as a weapon rather than a tool for genuine connection, the outcomes can be perilous. The dance of seduction starts to resemble a performance rather than an authentic encounter. Those drawn in by such enchantment may find themselves entangled in webs of deceit, discovering too late that the charismatic persona they fell for was merely a facade. Relationships built on manipulation tend to crumble under the weight of truth. Trust becomes fragile and fleeting, leaving heartache in its wake. It is in these moments that the hollowness of charm reveals itself, as genuine connections are sacrificed for momentary thrills. The alluring smile may hide insecurity, and the seductive words can mask an absence of depth, leaving a trail of disillusioned admirers. Furthermore, relying heavily on charm without a foundation of authenticity can lead to a life steeped in superficiality. The sparkle of a confident persona may initially dazzle, but soon it can transform into a burden, a persona that needs constant maintenance. The pressure to remain charming can stifle one's true self, creating an exhausting cycle of pretense. Over time, it's possible to lose sight of who you really are beneath the carefully polished surface. Without authenticity, charm becomes a commodity, easily depleted and difficult to replenish. The ironic twist is that, while charm attracts attention and admiration, it can also alienate those who seek a deeper connection. The absence of genuine emotions and the reluctance to be vulnerable can act as barriers, preventing meaningful relationships from taking root. True intimacy thrives on honesty, leaving little room for a facade to flourish. In this game of seduction, the overuse of charm can lead to isolation rather than connection, as people retreat in search of something real amidst the artificial glitz. Understanding the delicate balance between charm and authenticity is vital. One can still be charming without encasing oneself in a bubble of manipulation. The key lies in being true to oneself and embracing vulnerability. A playful grin or a well-timed compliment is powerful, but they should stem from genuine feelings. Developing self-awareness and taking stock of your motives can create a clearer path to authentic connections. It's essential to ask yourself whether you are pursuing a relationship for companionship or merely for the thrill of the chase. Creating a space where honesty coexists with charm invites richer relationships and deeper satisfaction. Remember, genuine charm is not about manipulation, it's about connection. It's a balance worth striving for, as the richness of real relationships far outweighs the fleeting flush of manipulative allure. Historical examples of seduction gone wrong. Throughout history, there have been instances where seductive influence, whether intentional or not, led to disastrous outcomes. Take, for instance, the tale of Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. Her famed allure did not just captivate Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, it ensnared entire empires. Her relationships were steeped in political intrigue, and while they initially brought power and prestige, they ultimately contributed to her downfall. The very seduction that once elevated her position sowed the seeds of her tragic end. By aligning herself with powerful Roman leaders, Cleopatra sought to bolster Egypt's waning power. But in doing so, she also became a target. The seduction that began with lush banquets and whispered promises culminated in bloody battles, political intrigue, and the eventual fall of her dynasty. It's a reminder that seduction, when wielded as a tool for power, can quickly turn into a weapon of destruction. Moving from the ancient to the more recent, consider the case of Charles Ponzi, whose name has become synonymous with financial fraud. Charming and persuasive, Ponzi seduced investors with dreams of wealth through his scheme promising impossibly high returns. His ability to weave narratives and create a sense of urgency captivated many, leading them to part with their hard-earned money. The allure of easy riches clouded judgment, and what began as a hopeful investment spiraled into scandal. The collapse of Ponzi's scheme left thousands in financial ruin and highlighted a critical lesson. When something appears too good to be true, it often is. This historical example illustrates how the seductive power of charisma, combined with the elusive promise of wealth, can lead to not just personal loss, but systemic chaos. The takeaways from these striking narratives are profound. They prompt a reflection on how we navigate the complexities of influence, attraction, and trust. Recognizing that seduction can possess a darker side is crucial in both personal interactions and professional realms. While being charming and persuasive are valuable traits, they must be tempered with ethical considerations. Transparency and sincerity should accompany influence, ensuring that relationships are grounded in respect rather than manipulation. As we look back at these historical examples, it becomes clear we must wield our own seductions with care, understanding their potential consequences. Cultivating genuine connections, rather than transactional ones, may not only save us from downfall, but also enrich our interactions. So the next time you find yourself in a position of influence, remember that authenticity is far more appealing than mere charm. Recognizing when your seduction is causing harm and recalibrating. It's easy to get lost in the allure of our own charm, isn't it? The thrill of seduction can be intoxicating, making us feel powerful and desired. Yet, it's essential to develop a keen sense of self-awareness about how our actions affect others. We often tread a fine line, where our seductive behaviors may inadvertently cross into manipulation. When I started noticing how my attempts at seduction could leave others feeling used or undervalued, it was like a light switch flipped on. It reminded me that every grin, every witty comment could have unintended consequences. How others perceive our motives is influenced by their experiences and emotions. Thus, the first step is to genuinely engage in introspection. Ask yourself, am I truly connecting with this person, or am I simply trying to win them over for my own gratification? Understanding our intentions is the first step in fostering healthier, more authentic relationships. Once you've identified the impact of your seductive actions, recalibrating your behavior becomes paramount. You might be surprised at how small changes can yield significant results. Start by shifting your focus from the end game to the interaction itself. Instead of aiming to impress or seduce, aim to listen and connect. Practicing empathy can radically change your approach. When was the last time you gave someone your undivided attention without having an ulterior motive? By actively doing this, you begin to cultivate a genuine connection that goes beyond mere attraction. It's about being authentically you and inviting others to show their true selves as well. Building a rapport based on mutual respect and understanding creates a solid foundation for any relationship to flourish. This recalibration not only benefits the other person, but it also enriches your own experience, bringing a deeper sense of fulfillment into your life. It's vital to remember that seduction doesn't have to be synonymous with emotional warfare. Transforming your seductive behavior into something positive can revolutionize your interactions. One practical tip is to consciously pause before attempting to charm someone. Consider how your behavior will come across and how it might make the other person feel. Communication isn't just about words, it's about energy and intention. Empathetic seduction is a beautiful dance where both partners feel valued and uplifted. By taking these steps to recalibrate, you can remain true to your alluring nature while ensuring that your charm fosters positivity instead of harm. Aim for authenticity in every interaction, and you'll find the allure of genuine connection surpasses any superficial charms. Chapter 12. The Seducer's Blind Spots. Overconfidence, attachment, and vulnerability to flattery. Overconfidence can be an enticing trap, especially in the world of seduction. With confidence as a powerful aphrodisiac, it's easy to assume that our charm will carry the day. However, inflated self-assurance can blind us to our own flaws and the subtle signals emitted by our potential partners. When we are so certain of our appeal, we may overlook those crucial signs of disinterest or even deception. This leads us to misinterpret interactions, believing that we are the center of another's universe, when in reality, our charm may have gone unnoticed. In the delicate dance of attraction, failing to acknowledge our blind spots can pave the way for awkward missteps that expose us to ridicule or disappointment. After all, nothing stings more than the sudden realization that we've been the only one in the room with stars in our eyes. Attachment can complicate our emotional landscape, making us vulnerable to those with the skill to manipulate. When we form attachments, especially ones rooted in desire or longing, our perception becomes clouded. We often find ourselves dismissing red flags, willing to overlook misbehavior in exchange for a false sense of intimacy. This phenomenon often cultivates an unhealthy dependency, where approval and validation become the currency by which we measure our worth. The more heavily we lean on others for affirmation, the easier it becomes for someone skilled in the art of persuasion to take advantage of our emotional vulnerabilities. The allure of connection can be intoxicating, but it's essential to remain grounded. Instead of allowing ourselves to become puppets in someone else's play, we should strive to cultivate self-awareness, understanding our own needs without letting others dictate our emotional responses. Surrendering to the flattering words of others can offer a seductive escape, but it also comes with risks. When we bask in compliments and praise without a critical ear, we set ourselves up for a fall. Flattery can be a double-edged sword. It can bolster our self-esteem, but can also mask ulterior motives. The art of persuasion often involves appealing to our egos, which can lead us down paths that diverge from our true desires and aspirations. To navigate these murky waters, we must develop a resilient sense of self that stands firm against the tide of others' opinions. Cultivating discernment will serve us well. Take time to analyze what's being said before letting it sway your thoughts or actions. Ultimately, genuine confidence comes from within, independent of external validations. Trusting in your own value, rather than relying solely on the sweet nothings whispered by others, is the most reliable safeguard against the pitfalls of overconfidence and attachment. Avoiding common pitfalls that undermine your seductive power. Many people think seduction is all about charm and charisma, but what they often overlook are the common mistakes that can easily erode that very charm. One of the biggest pitfalls is a lack of authenticity. Trying too hard to be someone you're not instantly sends a message of insincerity. People can sense when you're putting on a facade, and that can cool the flames of attraction. Another common error is coming on too strong, which can feel overwhelming. Confidence is alluring, but aggression tends to scare people away. Instead of fostering a connection, you may find that you're pushing others away. Additionally, neglecting the importance of emotional intelligence can act as a barrier to genuine seduction. The inability to read social cues can lead to awkward moments that are best avoided if one aspires to create an irresistible pull. Maintaining a balanced approach to seductive influence is key. Always strive to blend confidence with humility. Recognizing your strengths is important, but so is the ability to laugh at your flaws. This not only makes you more relatable, but also helps build a genuine connection. Listening plays a crucial role as well. It's easy to talk about yourself, but true seduction flourishes through a mutual exchange. Engage genuinely with others by asking questions and actively listening to their responses. This shows them that you value their perspectives and opens the door for deeper conversations. Finding that sweet spot between being approachable yet intriguing can elevate your seductive prowess to new heights. Remember, the goal is not just to attract, but to create an environment that fosters connection and intimacy. A little self-reflection can go a long way. Analyze your interactions and adjust your approach accordingly. Take note of what resonates with others and what doesn't. Ultimately, the most seductive power lies in being comfortable in your own skin and embracing your unique charm. Cultivate an atmosphere of flirtation through genuine interest and thoughtful engagement with others, rather than relying solely on exaggerated displays of charm. The importance of humility and authenticity in maintaining influence. Genuine humility enhances overall seductive appeal. I've seen countless instances where the most influential leaders are those who approach their positions with a sense of modesty rather than arrogance. When we carry ourselves with humility, it draws people in. It's like a warm light that attracts those around us, making them feel comfortable and valued. This charm can be incredibly seductive in social situations, as it encourages others to lower their guards. People are naturally more inclined to listen, engage, and connect with someone who is relatable and down to earth. Even in competitive environments, such as business or politics, those who display humility often carry a magnetic presence. Their ability to create an inviting atmosphere fosters trust and opens the door for honest conversations that build rapport and influence. Authenticity plays a crucial role in fostering lasting connections. When we are true to ourselves, it resonates with others in a way that superficiality never can. Authenticity is a magnetic force. It draws people in and compels them to trust us. I've learned that when we embrace and share our true selves, rather than the polished versions we think others want to see, we form deep bonds that withstand the test of time. Authentic connections emerge from vulnerability. By showing our true colors, we invite others to let down their walls, creating an environment where genuine relationships flourish. Over time, these authentic interactions turn into powerful influences, as people are more inclined to follow and believe in those with whom they share a real connection. Authenticity isn't just about being honest with others. It's also about being honest with ourselves, aligning our actions with our values. This alignment not only enriches our relationships, but also amplifies our overall influence. To cultivate both humility and authenticity in your life, take a moment to reflect on your values and how they align with your interactions. Being genuine starts with understanding who you are at your core. Embrace what makes you unique and share that with the world. People will appreciate it more than you realize. And remember, the next time you are in a position of influence, practice humility by listening more than you speak. This small shift can create an atmosphere of respect and engagement that enhances your influence far beyond what you might achieve by simply dominating the conversation. Chapter 13: Seduction versus Genuine Connection. Balancing influence with respect and sincerity. In every relationship, whether personal or professional, there exists a subtle dance between influence and genuine respect. I learned early on that while influence has its place, it cannot fully thrive in the absence of respect. When I strive to influence someone, it is crucial that they feel valued and heard, not just as a means to an end. When we respect others, we create an environment where ideas can flow freely and genuine collaboration can happen. Often, I find that the most impactful moments come not from persuasion alone, but from fostering an atmosphere where mutual respect reigns. This delicate balance can sometimes feel like walking a tightrope. Lean too far into influence, and you risk losing the heart of the relationship. Sincerity plays a pivotal role in this equation. I've had my share of moments where I offered advice wrapped up in charm, only to realize that the sincerity behind my words was what people truly cherished. Sincerity adds weight to our words and helps to establish our credibility. When I convey a message with authenticity, others are more likely to acknowledge my influence and take it to heart. It's fascinating how sincerity disarms skepticism and opens doors to meaningful dialogue. Whether in a boardroom or a coffee shop, being genuine in our intentions not only enhances our credibility, but also deepens the connections we forge with others. One practical tip I've found helpful is to pause before giving advice or making suggestions. In that moment, I remind myself to check my intentions and assess whether I am genuinely respecting the other person's perspective. By centering my approach on integrity and honesty, I ensure that my influence, when offered, comes from a place of respect and sincerity. This practice has transformed my interactions, turning simple conversations into enriching exchanges that inspire trust and openness. How seduction can evolve into trust-based, meaningful relationships. Attraction can often feel like a spark, exciting and electrifying, but sometimes superficial. When two people meet, the chemistry can be palpable, creating an intoxicating environment where desires and fantasies intertwine. However, if we are to transform fleeting allure into a deeper bond, we must delve beneath the surface. Trust is the bedrock upon which lasting relationships are built, and it emerges not from mere attraction, but from vulnerability and honesty. The transition requires an understanding that seduction is only the opening act. To build a meaningful relationship, we must allow ourselves to be seen, imperfections and all. Engaging in genuine conversations, sharing fears, and revealing our aspirations help to create an emotional intimacy that goes far beyond the initial thrill of attraction. Nurturing connections is imperative in this journey, and one of the best ways to achieve this is through shared experiences. Think back to the moments that truly bind us to others: adventurous escapades, quiet evenings filled with laughter, or even overcoming challenges together. These shared experiences lay the groundwork for lasting memories, which solidify our emotional ties. When two people navigate life's ups and downs side by side, they cultivate a unique rhythm of understanding and reliance on one another. Engaging in activities that push our boundaries or ignite our passions not only fosters closeness, but also enables us to witness different facets of each other. As we embark on these adventures, whether hiking a mountain, cooking a new recipe, or tackling a charity project, we create a tapestry of interconnected moments that enrich our bond. The line between artifice and authenticity. Navigating the fine line between being charming and being fake is more intricate than it seems. We live in a world where charisma is often rewarded, yet the energy we exude can sometimes feel like a performance. I remember a time when I found myself at a party, effortlessly weaving through conversations, while all the while, I was hyper-aware of how I was perceived. It was thrilling to be the center of attention, but a nagging thought flickered in the back of my mind. Was I truly connecting with these people, or had I slipped into an act? Authenticity and charm can coexist, but when charm morphs into artifice, it risks creating a barrier to genuine interaction. Practicing self-awareness is key here. It's about striking a balance where vulnerability and confidence can intertwine seamlessly. When you wear your charm like a second skin, it should enhance your true self rather than obscure it. The repercussions of artifice in social and professional contexts can be profound. Trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. I've seen colleagues who presented a facade of expertise and confidence, only to crumble under pressure when their true abilities were tested. In the workplace, where collaboration thrives on trust, appearing artful can backfire spectacularly. People can sense insincerity, and while fleeting charm may win a crowd today, it can just as easily sour relationships tomorrow. In social dynamics, the stakes are just as high. Encountering someone who is charming yet clearly putting on an act can feel disheartening. Connections deepen with honesty, while artifice may lead to superficial encounters that leave one feeling empty. In both realms, the beauty of authenticity lays a foundation for lasting relationships, creating an environment where everyone can thrive. Acknowledging this delicate balance allows us to communicate more effectively. One practical approach to maintaining authenticity is to incorporate personal stories in conversations. Sharing experiences, no matter how mundane, allows others to see the real you. The next time you feel the urge to embellish, take a moment to reflect on why that is and what aspect of yourself you're trying to protect or project. Genuine relationships, whether social or professional, thrive on the recognition of our imperfections, creating connections that resonate on a deeper level. Ultimately, being charming should be about enhancing who you are, not hiding behind a mask. Chapter 14: Cultivating a Seductive Presence. How to embody charm, confidence, and authenticity in daily life. When I think back on some of my most engaging interactions, I realize that charm and confidence don't just come naturally. They are practiced skills. To exude charm in everyday interactions, start by genuinely listening. When someone speaks, focus on their words without thinking of what you'll say next. This attentiveness not only makes the other person feel valued, but also draws you into a more enriching connection. Pair this with a smile. A simple smile can be disarming, creating an inviting atmosphere that naturally raises your confidence. Remember, confidence isn't about being boastful. It's about being comfortable in your own skin. Standing tall, maintaining eye contact, and using a relaxed tone of voice can significantly alter how others perceive you. It's not about putting on a show, but rather embracing who you are and expressing that assertively. When we shift the focus onto authenticity, something magical happens. Authenticity isn't just an empty buzzword, it is your real presence shining through. In social settings, many people feel pressured to present a polished version of themselves, but true charm lies in vulnerability. Sharing your quirks or small missteps can actually endear you to others. Their laughter can be a bridge, connecting your experiences. People are drawn to genuine emotions, and showing that you're relatable enhances your presence. When you're authentic, conversations flow more easily, and connections become deeper. It allows for openness, where others feel safe to express themselves too. Authenticity provides a backdrop for meaningful interactions, helping you navigate social situations with grace and purpose. Integrating charm, confidence, and authenticity into daily life creates a powerful social toolkit. It reminds us that every interaction is an opportunity to connect, create, and inspire. Remember, the little things matter. Practice being present and engaged, and don't shy away from sharing your true self. The next time you're in a gathering or an everyday setting, consider this. People will remember how you made them feel, not just the words you said. Start embodying these attributes, and watch as your connections flourish. Building habits of observation, patience, and emotional intelligence. Observation is not merely about seeing. It's an intricate dance of noticing the subtleties in human interactions. It's through keen observation that we begin to grasp the layers of social dynamics that govern our daily lives. I've often found myself sitting on the sidelines, a silent witness to the complexities of relationships unfolding around me. In those moments, I observe how a slight change in a person's posture can convey discomfort, or how a mere pause in conversation might be pregnant with meaning. Understanding social dynamics hinges on this ability to observe without judgment, to absorb the cues our social environment provides. Those who master the art of observation become adept at reading between the lines, deciphering unspoken truths that are often buried beneath layers of words. The significance of emotional intelligence cannot be overstated in our quest for authentic connections. It transforms our relationships from mere exchanges to profound interactions. Emotional intelligence gives us the insight to navigate the feelings of those around us, allowing us to build genuine bonds founded on empathy and understanding. During conversations, I often pause to reflect on the emotions swirling in the air. It's remarkable how showing a simple act of kindness or understanding in these moments can strengthen connections. When we engage emotionally, not only do we connect better, but we also create an environment where others feel safe to express themselves. This mutual vulnerability enriches our experience, revealing the beauty of human relationships that often elude those who rush through encounters, oblivious to the emotional landscape. Incorporating these skills, observation and emotional intelligence, into our daily lives changes how we relate to others. It fosters patience, the kind that allows us to truly listen instead of waiting for our turn to speak. We learn to observe not just the actions but the emotions and intentions behind them, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. One practical tip is to carve out a few moments each day to practice observation mindfully. Observe a conversation in a cafe or the interactions in a park. Reflect on what you noticed afterward. This practice will deepen your understanding of human behavior and enhance your emotional intelligence, creating a ripple effect in your social interactions, nurturing connections that are both meaningful and memorable. The art of storytelling and humor in creating lasting impressions. Storytelling has a remarkable power to draw people in and hold their attention. It's not merely about recounting events. It's about creating an experience that the audience can feel and live through. Picture a moment where a speaker shares a personal story that resonates deeply with the listeners. Gradually, attention shifts from the speaker to the vivid images painted by the story. Timing is essential. A well-placed pause can amplify emotions, as listeners are left hanging on the edge of their seats, eager for what comes next. This is the magic of storytelling. When executed masterfully, it becomes more than just words. It evolves into a shared journey that captivates even the most distracted minds. Humor, that elusive spark that can lighten heavy topics and even bridge gaps between completely different worldviews, is crucial in creating memorable experiences. A well-timed joke or a cleverly woven pun can break the ice, making the audience feel at ease. Laughter is universal. It creates a bond that transcends barriers. The playfulness of humor has a way of drawing people in, encouraging them to engage more openly. Imagine sitting through a serious presentation, only for the speaker to throw in a light-hearted quip that causes spontaneous laughter. The room transforms in an instant, eyes brighten, shoulders relax, and patience grows. By mixing humor with storytelling, we not only entertain, but also ensure our messages resonate long after the laughter fades. The challenge lies in knowing how to balance humor and storytelling. Too much of either can tip the scale. But when they are in harmony, the result is a captivating narrative that sticks with the audience, etching lasting impressions in their minds. To create impactful stories infused with humor, start by reflecting on your own experiences. Think about moments that were unexpectedly funny or narratives that brought the essence of laughter into serious moments. Craft your tales with the intention of engaging, but also making your audience chuckle. Timing your humor appropriately within the story enhances its effectiveness. Whether sharing a personal anecdote or simply freestyling based on your audience's vibe, remember that the art of storytelling and humor is a dance, one that leaves everyone wanting more. Chapter 15: Seduction Beyond Romance. Applying seduction to negotiations, leadership, and personal branding. Understanding seduction principles can supercharge your negotiations. At its core, seduction is about creating an emotional connection, and this is exactly what you want to achieve in any negotiation. When you use charm and charisma, you draw people in, making them more receptive to your ideas. Instead of presenting your position as hard facts, you can weave a captivating narrative that resonates with your counterpart's desires and needs. For instance, when negotiating a contract, rather than focusing solely on the numbers, consider using storytelling techniques to highlight the benefits and possibilities that come with your proposal. This approach doesn't merely inform, but also connects on a deeper level, allowing for a more persuasive dialogue. As the negotiation unfolds, remain attuned to the other party's body language and verbal cues. This awareness can help you adjust your tactics in real time, enhancing your influence and increasing the likelihood of a favorable outcome. The art of seduction extends far beyond negotiations and seeps into personal branding. Every interaction is an opportunity to present yourself, and seduction plays a pivotal role in how you're perceived. Personal branding is not just about what you do, but how you make others feel. When you enter a room, aim to leave a lasting impression. This is where the principles of seduction come into play. By cultivating an aura of confidence and authenticity, you attract attention and intrigue. Think about the way you communicate. Are you engaging, or do you drone on? Use humor and wit to connect with others, and don't shy away from showcasing your unique qualities. This is your chance to stand out among the crowd. A compelling personal brand evokes curiosity and longing, drawing people in wanting to know more about you and what you stand for. Harness your story, your passions, and your vision to create a magnetism that people are naturally drawn to. In the realms of negotiation and branding, the goal is to connect, evoke emotion, and inspire action. Whether you are sealing a deal or shaping your identity in the eyes of others, the principles of seduction can enhance your strategy. To apply this approach effectively, practice the art of listening. Truly hearing what others say can unlock deeper connections. Consider what others might desire and tailor your story or pitch to align with those aspirations. By becoming a compelling figure, someone people want to engage with, you can elevate every interaction to one that initiates a meaningful exchange. Remember, the greatest negotiators and leaders are those who don't just speak. They create a dialogue that dances between desire and fulfillment. Use this awareness to shape your journey in leadership and branding, and watch as doors open and opportunities flourish. How seduction fosters collaboration, creativity, and innovation. Embracing seductive qualities can be a game changer for collaborative efforts. When we think of seduction, our minds might immediately jump to romantic connotations, yet it's much broader than that. Seduction involves charm, allure, and the ability to draw people in. In a collaborative environment, these qualities can enhance trust and openness among team members. When someone presents an idea with enthusiasm and authenticity, it becomes contagious. Others begin to lean in, intrigued and ready to engage. This magnetic quality creates a safe space for sharing thoughts that might otherwise remain unspoken. Moreover, when people feel seduced by an idea or a vision, they are more likely to invest emotionally and intellectually in the collective effort. Imagine a brainstorming session where the air buzzes with excitement and possibilities. This atmosphere fosters collaboration, as team members bounce ideas off each other, igniting flames of creativity that may lead to innovative solutions. Everyone wants to contribute. They feel part of something larger than themselves. Through this seductive dance of interaction, collaboration transforms from a mere task into an electrifying experience. There is a profound connection between creativity and seductive thinking. Creativity often flourishes in environments that are rich in inspiration and open dialogue, much like the atmosphere created when seductive qualities are at play. Seductive thinking invites exploration and experimentation, allowing individuals to break free from conventional boundaries. When we approach creativity with a sense of allure and intrigue, we encourage ourselves and others to engage in imaginative play. This is where innovative ideas often germinate. when we allow ourselves to take risks and stray from the expected. Embracing this dynamic not only nurtures creativity, but fosters a culture of innovation where the unthinkable becomes possible. To cultivate this seductive thinking, one practical tip is to actively listen and truly engage with others' ideas. Show genuine interest and curiosity, asking questions that delve deeper into their concepts. When people feel heard and valued, they are likely to reciprocate, creating a rich tapestry of collaboration and creativity that can lead to breakthroughs. Remember, the art of seduction in collaboration is about weaving a narrative that draws everyone in, making participation feel irresistible. Using charm and influence to uplift and inspire others. Genuine charm is a powerful tool. It has the ability to spark motivation and ignite inspiration in those around us. When I think about charm, I don't mean the kind that's flashy or tied to superficial flattery. Instead, I'm talking about a warm, authentic presence that makes others feel valued and understood. This kind of charm creates an environment where people feel safe to share their ideas, reveal their vulnerabilities, and pursue greatness. When we embody this charm, we unleash a ripple effect that encourages not just collaboration but deep connection. We become catalysts for change, fostering a culture where motivation flows freely, bouncing from person to person and inspiring collective growth. Consider the example of leaders who have wielded their influence with grace and purpose to effect positive change. Nelson Mandela is an iconic figure who comes to mind. His charm was remarkable, infused with empathy and undaunted resolve. Even in the darkest times, he inspired countless individuals to believe in a vision of hope and equality. His ability to connect with people from all walks of life, whether through a smile, a shared laugh, or an understanding nod, transformed him from a politician to a profound influencer. Similarly, Oprah Winfrey uses her voice and authenticity to inspire millions. She possesses an innate ability to charm her audience, empowering them through her stories and experiences. Both of these leaders exemplify how harnessing one's charm and influence can uplift others and promote lasting change. Incorporating charm into our everyday interactions may seem daunting, but it can be as simple as being genuinely interested in those around us. Ask questions that go beyond the surface. Listen actively and confirm that you value their input. Make it your mission to uplift others, whether by sharing praise or lifting their spirits when they're down. You might be surprised at how a few sincere words can turn someone's day around. By being mindful of how we connect and choosing to share our powerful influence, we create an atmosphere ripe for inspiration and motivation. Start today by looking for small opportunities to charm those in your orbit and watch how they respond. Your genuine connection just might inspire the ripple effect of change that the world so desperately needs. Chapter 16: The Legacy of Seduction. How great seducers leave a positive, lasting impact on those they encounter. Meaningful seduction shapes relationships in profound ways. When I think of the art of seduction, I'm reminded that it isn't merely about charm or allure. It's about connection, understanding, and leaving a trace of warmth that lingers long after a conversation ends. The great seducers of our time, those who enchant us not just physically but emotionally, know how to stir feelings that evolve over time. They inspire an awakening in others, leading to deeper connections that can last for years or even a lifetime. This process transcends simple attraction and enters the realm of genuine influence. People remember those who listen, understand, and uplift them. Because of these interactions, they may find themselves speaking of a stranger who once offered them a smile, a comforting word, or perhaps a thought-provoking question. Such moments foster a sense of belonging that can redefine how people perceive relationships and intimacy. The impact of positive influence doesn't just stop with individual relationships. It can ripple through entire communities. When one person acts as a seducer in life, a magnet of positivity, the effect can be contagious. Imagine a charismatic figure who encourages creativity, motivates others to pursue their dreams, or simply spreads joy and laughter. This person becomes a catalyst, fostering connections that inspire collaboration and mutual growth. Communities infused with this kind of energy thrive as people become more open, more willing to support one another. We see it in the small gestures of kindness that begin to accumulate like golden dust, creating a vibrant atmosphere where everyone feels empowered. The stories of shared experiences multiply, and soon, a culture of encouragement emerges. This is the legacy of great seducers, whose influence extends beyond the individual to uplift everyone around them. In cultivating our own ability to seduce positively, we must be mindful of our interactions. It's essential to strive for authenticity and connection, grounding our charm in sincerity rather than manipulation. Ask yourself how you want to make others feel in your presence. The answer resides not in the fleeting thrill of conquest, but in the profound satisfaction of touchpoints that linger in the hearts and minds of those you encounter. A simple reminder: the essence of being a great seducer lies in your ability to ignite potential and compassion in others, shaping their lives and, in turn, your world. The ultimate goal: influence that empowers and inspires. Leveraging seduction for empowerment creates a ripple effect of transformation in our lives and those around us. Seduction, often misunderstood, is not merely about romantic allure. It's a dynamic interplay of influence and connection. When we think of seduction, we typically envision scenarios filled with intrigue and attraction. However, the real power of seduction lies in its ability to attract not just for personal gain, but to inspire and empower others. By mastering this skill, we can create environments where people feel valued, engaged, and motivated. Imagine walking into a room and igniting conversations, not through sheer force of will, but by understanding what makes others tick. This influence can be a catalyst for genuine connections and substantial change. Seduction, when wielded ethically, shifts from a potential tool of manipulation to a beacon of inspiration. It's about understanding the desires and fears of others and using that insight to lift them up rather than bring them down. Let's consider a leader who seduces not with charisma alone, but with empathy and vision. They cultivate a space that allows their team to thrive, where ideas flourish and creativity is unleashed. This ethical approach to seduction fosters an atmosphere of trust and respect. When people feel inspired by a vision that resonates with them, they are more likely to take action, support one another, and ultimately contribute to a cause greater than themselves. Sharing our genuine passion and enthusiasm can lead others to align with our purpose, creating a community driven by positive change. In the grand tapestry of human interactions, the threads of empowerment and inspiration are often woven together. The art of seduction reveals its true beauty when it creates a collective uplift, transforming not only individual lives, but entire communities. One practical tip is to engage in active listening. When we genuinely listen to others, acknowledging their stories and aspirations, we enhance our ability to connect and influence positively. It's in these moments that we can share our energy, ignite a spark of inspiration, and foster a sense of belonging. Through this practice, we become more empowered ourselves, understanding that influence is not about being at the top, but about lifting those around us. Building a life of charm, connection, and meaningful relationships. Curating relationships that truly enrich our lives begins with understanding what we seek in connection. Each person we allow into our circle can either amplify our essence or drain our energy. It's essential to engage with individuals who inspire us, challenge us, and encourage our growth. Look beyond mere acquaintances and strive for depth. Foster connections with those who share your passions and ideals, but also embrace those who differ. These contrasting perspectives can provide fresh insights, igniting conversations that stimulate and support your individuality. Remember, it's not about how many people you know, but about the rich tapestry of relationships that weave together to create a fulfilling life. Embracing seduction as a lifelong practice opens the door to fulfillment in ways we often overlook. Seduction goes far beyond the realm of romance. It's an art of engagement, an invitation to be fully present and alive in all interactions. It's about captivating attention through authentic charm and a sense of playfulness. Cultivating this mindset allows us not only to attract connections, but also to deepen them. Practice the seduction of curiosity. Always be eager to learn about those around you. Share stories, explore mutual interests, and delight in the chemistry that blooms from sincere engagement. This approach transforms mundane conversations into exhilarating exchanges, making each interaction a chance to enchant and be enchanted. As you navigate through life with these concepts in mind, remember that the key to lasting relationships lies in intention and authenticity. Approach others not just to gain something, but to offer your genuine self and find joy in shared experiences. Build your charm by embracing your unique qualities and allowing others to see the real you. The right connections will naturally follow, creating a vibrant community that adds richness to your existence. At the end of each day, ask yourself, how have I connected with others today? Did I share a laugh, an idea, or a moment of genuine interest? Those small acts can create ripples that lead to deep and meaningful relationships. Conclusion: the subtle power of influence. Recap of seduction as a tool for connection, influence, and self-mastery. Seduction is far more than just a playful dance of attraction. It is a profound art that has woven its way through the fabric of human interaction. Throughout this journey, we've unraveled various threads that make up the tapestry of seduction, exploring its intricacies and timeless relevance. Key concepts explored include the understanding of desire, the subtleties of charm, and the importance of authenticity. We've learned that seduction is not merely about physical allure, but encompasses emotional connection, intellectual engagement, and the ability to inspire trust and confidence in others. Each chapter shed light on how these elements can lead us to forge deeper relationships, navigate social dynamics, and ultimately influence the world around us. Seduction, when practiced mindfully, transforms into a form of communion that brings individuals together, enriching both personal and collective experiences. The power of seductive influence extends beyond external interactions. It is also a vital catalyst for self-improvement. By embracing the principles we've discussed, such as developing charisma and honing emotional intelligence, we begin to influence not just others, but ourselves. The journey of mastering seduction is inherently a journey of self-discovery. It encourages reflection on our desires, motivates us to cultivate confidence, and empowers us to communicate our authentic selves. When we approach seduction as a form of self-expression rather than manipulation, we unlock unparalleled potential. This shift allows us to align our inner selves with our outer manifestations, transforming not only how we relate to others, but also how we perceive ourselves. With each encounter, we can practice these seductive skills to elevate our personal and professional lives, making self-mastery an exciting destination. As you continue on this journey, remember that the essence of seduction rests in genuine connection. Practicing empathy and understanding is key to influencing others positively. Focus on listening, engaging authentically, and being present in your interactions. These skills will not only enhance your seduction abilities, but will also enrich your overall life experience, fostering relationships that are both meaningful and lasting. Being seductive is less about tricks and more about intention, authenticity, and the capacity to connect with others deeply. This approach will naturally lead to profound transformations in yourself and the world around you. A reminder that seduction is not about control, but about understanding and inspiring others. True seduction lies in empathy and influence rather than domination. It's a delicate dance where understanding and connection take center stage. The traditional view of seduction often presents it as a power play, a game where one party exerts control over the other. However, I've discovered that real seduction is an art form rooted in the ability to tune into the emotions and desires of those around us. When we empathize with others, we can inspire them to see the best in themselves. It's not about bending others to our will. It's about creating a space where they feel appreciated, heard, and valued. As we shift our perspective, we begin to see seduction as a means to uplift others rather than a conquest to claim. This is where the magic happens. Imagine walking into a room and genuinely engaging with the people you meet, looking into their eyes and listening to their stories. When you become genuinely interested in who they are, the walls come down and connections form effortlessly. Empowering others allows you to inspire a deeper level of attraction, one that isn't based on manipulation or control, but on authentic human connection. It is in that connection that true sparks ignite, inviting mutual interest and respect. Consider approaching every interaction as an opportunity to uplift those you meet. This mindset not only enhances your relationships, but also transforms how you perceive your own desirability. The more you focus on others, the more magnetic you become. You inspire confidence in those around you, and confidence is contagiously attractive. So next time you find yourself in a social setting, remember, the essence of seduction lies not in controlling the dynamic, but in being an uplifting presence that inspires others to shine. Step into your power as a seducer and transform your relationships, career, and life. Motivating oneself to apply the principles of seduction is more than just an act. It's a commitment to transforming your interactions and overall experience of life. When I first encountered the idea of seduction in a broader context, beyond mere romantic pursuits, it dawned on me that this is about influence, charisma, and connecting deeply with others. Every conversation is an opportunity to present your best self, to be magnetic, and to draw others into your world. Imagine stepping into a room and feeling the energy shift as people are naturally drawn to you. This isn't just a dream, it's a practice grounded in understanding human nature. The key lies in observing those around you, tuning into their feelings, and responding with authenticity. It's about creating an atmosphere where you are both inviting and compelling, leading people to want to be part of your journey. Authenticity plays a significant role in fostering true connections, which goes hand in hand with the seductive principles we've discussed. It's refreshing to engage with someone who is genuine, who doesn't shy away from showing their true self. This depth of character invites others to reciprocate, creating a bond based on trust and understanding. Think about the last time you had a conversation that truly mattered. What made it special? Often, it's the little things, how the other person listened intently, how they shared a piece of their life, or simply how they were fully present in the moment. By pursuing these authentic interactions, you can build relationships that are not only lasting, but also enrich your life immensely. The irony is, the more you give of your true self, the more you stand to gain. So step forward, be bold, and invite others into your reality. Embracing this call to action means stepping into your power, allowing you to reshape your relationships, career, and life. It challenges you to take a good look in the mirror and ask what you truly want. Are you ready to spark joy, ignite attraction, and cultivate connections that change the course of your path? The universe responds to your energy and intentions. Be deliberate in how you present yourself, and don't be afraid to be playful and confident. Remember, the greatest seducers are those who master the dance between vulnerability and allure. So today, make it a point to connect with at least one person on a deeper level. Ask a meaningful question, share a personal story, or simply offer a compliment that comes straight from the heart. These small steps can spark profound changes in your life and bring you closer to your dreams. Bonus section: Practical exercises and case studies. A negotiation won through charm and subtle persuasion. Picture this. I was seated at a round table, the kind that feels more like a battlefield than a negotiating arena. On the other side sat Mr. Thompson, a notoriously tough businessman, known for his cold demeanor and tactical prowess. I had been preparing for days, armed with facts and figures, but little did I know that charm would be my greatest weapon. As the negotiation started, I decided to break the ice with a light-hearted comment about the unusual heat wave that had hit our city. To my surprise, a hint of a smile broke through Mr. Thompson's serious facade. That moment, although small, opened a door. Throughout the meeting, I paid careful attention to his responses, nodding graciously and mirroring his enthusiasm for certain aspects of the deal. By the end of the session, we had not only solidified the terms, but had also agreed on a long-term partnership, something I had initially deemed improbable. Analyzing the techniques I employed reveals a blend of authenticity and strategic charm. First, I embraced the power of storytelling. In moments of tension, I shared anecdotes that subtly related to our business discussions, keeping the atmosphere light and engaging. Additionally, I maintained eye contact, something that unspokenly conveys confidence and sincerity. I also utilized the concept of reciprocity. By genuinely complimenting Mr. Thompson's previous work and acknowledging his expertise, I encouraged a sense of goodwill. My body language was open and relaxed, signaling that I was approachable and willing to engage. Throughout the negotiation, I was subtly persuasive. I framed my proposals in terms of benefits for him, rather than focusing solely on the advantages for my side. This simple shift allowed me to present my case in a manner that aligned with his interests, making it harder for him to refuse. To wrap up this exploration of charm and persuasion, remember that successful negotiation is less about what you say and more about how you say it. It's about building connections and finding common ground. When you enter a negotiation, think of it as a dance rather than a battle. Use your charm to create harmony, and your subtle persuasion will guide you to victory. A practical tip: always be prepared to listen as much as you speak. Often, the real key to negotiation success lies in understanding the other person's needs and desires. A romantic pursuit where intrigue and patience led to deep connection. It all began on a breezy Sunday afternoon, the kind where the sunlight drapes over everything like a soft blanket. I was at my favorite cafe, lost in a book, when I noticed her. Amelia sat at the corner table, a halo of sunlight illuminating her curly hair, deep in conversation with a friend. I felt a spark of intrigue, but I knew better than to rush in. Instead of marching over, I decided to let the moment breathe, to watch and learn. For weeks, I visited that cafe on the same day, feigning my attention in a book while actually keeping an eye on her. Patience became my ally as I allowed the thrill of that initial spark to simmer into something profound. Gradually, our paths crossed more frequently. I observed how she laughed with her friends, the way her eyes twinkled when she shared stories. Each encounter deepened my curiosity, and with every fleeting smile exchanged, I could sense an invisible string tied between us. Yet, I knew that building a connection required more than stolen glances. I started to strike up casual conversations with her friends, always maintaining a light-hearted approach. Those friendly exchanges laid the groundwork, creating a space where our lives could intertwine. Likewise, she began to notice my presence. It was that mutual curiosity that would eventually break through the barrier of mere acquaintance. As our connection grew, a delicate dance of intrigue and patience unfolded. One day, while waiting in line at the cafe, our gazes met, and she smiled, inviting me into her world. Emboldened, I introduced myself and struck up a conversation. This was the moment where all my waiting paid off. How we navigated the rest of that first conversation became essential. It was about listening and sharing, nurturing our blossoming connection with authenticity. We exchanged numbers that day, and what followed were endless hours of texting, coffee dates, and long walks under the stars. I learned that in romantic pursuits, patience isn't the absence of action, but the mindful choice to let things unfold naturally. Building trust and a deep connection takes time, and sometimes letting intrigue guide the way can lead to the most meaningful relationships. A leader who transformed a team through charisma and trust. Leaders with a magnetic charm have a unique ability to shift team dynamics in ways that can be both profound and delightful. I remember the first time I encountered such a leader. It was as if the atmosphere in the room shifted every time she entered. Her laughter resonated through the workplace, lifting spirits and melting stress like sunlight over frost. It wasn't just about her ability to crack a joke or share an anecdote. It was the way she made each person feel seen and valued. My colleagues, once hesitant to share their ideas in meetings, began to speak up, their voices warming up to the idea of collaboration. This shift didn't just bolster our morale. It propelled our performance through an invisible force that seemed to bind us together. We were no longer just a collection of individuals with separate tasks. We were a cohesive team, fueled by shared enthusiasm and a collective vision that came to life whenever she spoke. Trust is the bedrock upon which successful teams are built. When this leader extended her charm, it was also an invitation for us to trust her and each other. The open communication style she championed fostered a culture where mistakes were seen as learning opportunities rather than failures. I vividly recall an incident when a project hit a serious snag. Instead of panic or blame, we convened together, armed with the understanding that our leader would openly support us through any challenge. This trust transformed our responses to adversity into collaborative problem-solving sessions, further enriching our team bonds. With every success and every setback, we grew more confident in our ability to rely not only on our leader, but on one another, creating an environment where innovation flourished without fear of ridicule. One might think that such a transformation could easily fade over time, but the effects of trust cultivated during those early days under her leadership were surprisingly enduring. More than just a temporary boost, it established a legacy of camaraderie and support that persisted long after she moved on to new challenges. Even now, years later, the lessons we learned about trust and collaboration continue to shape how we interact with one another. When faced with new projects, we draw on those shared experiences to inspire openness and creativity. For anyone aspiring to lead, remember that charm and charisma are not just about personal magnetism. They are powerful tools that can lay the groundwork for a culture of trust. Nurturing relationships and celebrating collective achievements will ignite a spark in your team that can lead to remarkable outcomes. Practicing intrigue. How to reveal just enough to spark curiosity. Engaging in social interactions can often feel like navigating a labyrinth of expectations and assumptions. To practice intrigue effectively, consider situational exercises that challenge you to reveal just enough about yourself or your thoughts without fully disclosing everything. One effective exercise is to start conversations with tantalizing hints about your experiences. For example, instead of saying you traveled to a fascinating place, mention a peculiar dish you tried there and how it changed your perspective on food. The aim is not just to share a story, but to ignite curiosity. Encourage the other person to ask more questions, drawing them in without giving away the entire narrative. This way, you create a dance of dialogue where each step invites more interest and engagement. Experimentation plays a crucial role in mastering the art of intrigue. In conversations, consider employing subtle reveals like sharing an unexpected fact or a quirky opinion. The beauty lies in the balance. Give just enough to stir curiosity, yet leave vague areas that beckon for more detail. For instance, if a colleague mentions they enjoy hiking, instead of sharing your entire hiking history, drop a hint about a breathtaking view you once encountered that changed the way you see the world. This approach sparks interest and encourages others to delve deeper, turning an ordinary exchange into an engaging quest for understanding. As you navigate your social environments, pay attention to the reactions of those around you. Are they leaning in, eager for more, or simply nodding and moving on? The key is to refine your technique based on feedback and your comfort levels. It's not just about keeping secrets. It's about painting a picture with just enough brush strokes to captivate the audience. One practical tip is to practice these interactions in lower-stakes situations like casual gatherings or with acquaintances. Gradually, you'll build confidence and learn the art of revealing just enough to keep curiosity alive, transforming your social experiences into rich, engaging interactions. Reading the room, observing subtle cues to adjust your approach. Picking up on social cues is an art form that many either master or overlook completely. When entering a room, we are bombarded with a symphony of body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. Each person carries their own unique vibe, and the secret lies in tuning into the subtle signals they're emitting. For instance, a slight furrow of the brow might indicate concern or discomfort, while crossed arms can signal defensiveness. These cues are all around us, waiting to be decoded. If someone leans in closer during a conversation, it often suggests interest and engagement. Conversely, if they step back, it could mean they need space or feel disinterested. Paying careful attention to these nuances allows us to adapt our approach, whether that means deepening the conversation or lightening the mood to make others feel at ease. Situational awareness plays a critical role, particularly in seductive encounters, where the stakes can be high and emotions run deep. It's more than just understanding the immediate context. It's about recognizing the rhythm of the interactions unfolding before you. The atmosphere can shift with a single word or glance, so staying attuned to your environment is crucial. It might be a warm smile shared across a crowded room, or a playful glance that suggests flirtation is in the air. These moments provide fertile ground for deeper connections if navigated wisely. When you're aware of what's happening around you, you can discern when to lean in for a compliment or when to readjust your approach altogether, ensuring that both you and the other person feel comfortable and engaged. One practical tip to enhance your ability to read the room is to practice active listening. Instead of just preparing your response while the other person speaks, focus on their words and body language. Observe how they react to what you're saying, and be ready to pivot your approach based on their reactions. This not only allows you to respond more authentically, but also gives you critical insight into the mood and dynamics at play. In the end, the ability to read the room and react accordingly can transform any interaction into a meaningful connection. Developing your seductive style, enhancing your natural strengths. Embracing your unique traits is the foundation of developing your seductive style. Each person has individual characteristics that make them intriguing and magnetizing. It could be the way your eyes light up when you talk about your passions, or the infectious laughter that follows your jokes. Recognizing these qualities sets the stage for deeper connections with others and builds your confidence. To start, take a moment to reflect on what makes you you. Perhaps it's your authentic sense of humor, your kindness, or the intriguing stories you tell. Celebrate these traits rather than hiding them. The more you accept and cultivate what you naturally possess, the more alluring you become. Remember, true seduction isn't about putting on a show. It's about showcasing the very essence of who you are. Now that we've uncovered the importance of unique traits, it's time to enhance your personal seductive style. Start by refining your body language. It's a subtle cue that can communicate more than words. Stand tall, make eye contact, and use gestures that invite people in. Practice mirroring the person you're engaging with, as this builds rapport and makes interactions feel more genuine. Next, consider your wardrobe. Wearing clothes that make you feel confident can be a game changer. Choose pieces that accentuate your body shape and reflect your personality. It's all about feeling comfortable in your skin and letting that shine through. Don't be afraid to experiment with colors and styles that catch your eye, as what you wear can either enhance or distract from the allure you exude. Alongside this, pay attention to your voice. A calm, steady tone with thoughtful articulation can draw listeners closer, while a playful inflection can add a layer of charm. Another valuable tip is to cultivate your interests. Pursuing hobbies and passions not only enriches your life, but also adds layers to your personality, making you more engaging to others. When you bring your passions into conversations, you radiate enthusiasm, which is inherently attractive. Furthermore, practice vulnerability. Being open about your thoughts and feelings can create intimacy that takes conversations to a deeper level. People appreciate authenticity and are often drawn to those who are real with their emotions. If you can combine this openness with a dash of mystery, you'll have a seductive edge that is hard to resist. Remember that the journey of developing your seductive style is ongoing. Stay curious, continue to grow, and allow your unique traits to evolve naturally. Find pleasure in the process, and you'll attract others effortlessly with the charm that only you can bring. Seduction is not about control. It is about understanding. It is about creating an energy that draws people toward you effortlessly, a presence that lingers long after you've left the room. Throughout this journey, we've uncovered the science, psychology, and strategies behind seduction, influence, and persuasion. But knowledge alone is not enough. Seduction is an art, and like all great arts, it must be practiced, refined, and lived. The true power of seduction is not in charm, appearance, or even strategy. It is in self-mastery. The most magnetic people in the world are not those who seek validation, but those who embody confidence, curiosity, and presence. Now the choice is yours. You can continue to move through life unnoticed, struggling to make an impact. Or you can step into your full power, command attention effortlessly, and master the art of connection. Go forth, create intrigue, influence with integrity, and leave a legacy not of conquest, but of depth, charm, and undeniable presence. The stage is yours.